Hello, hello, hello. Hey, cuties. Let me do some hellos and greetings. If you guys can hear me, please put a 1 in the chat for me. Please also like the video on your way in. Hello, Tang. Thank you for joining me. All right, let me go back up to the top. Hello, Judy, Neva, Carolyn Mentor, Denise, Patricia, Jonetta, S. White. Hello, hello. Oh my goodness, I have a member. My day one. Hello, Miss J. Oh, I just saw something about that. Martell's going to therapy for filing. Hopefully, he can trust the process and it shows in his actions off screen. Thank you for becoming a member, Miss J. Hello, Annette. Hi, Brenda. Beverly Childs. I see trouble in the comments. S. McNeil. I just pray that whoever's sing, he is saying they can see through his You guys have already started the conversation, and that's good. But let me finish my hellos. Let's see. I think I may have gotten everyone. Deshonda Jones, hello. Linda Gamble, hello. Hi, Megan. Hi, Gigi. All right. Miss Sheree, hello, hello. Miss Pris, hello. Lovely Flower, love the name, hello. Miss Sugar Mama, hello to you. And thank you to my beautiful mod, Tang. I appreciate you. Tang, you know I say this every live. But yeah, we need a way to communicate. You got to drop down in my comments or something and let me know how I can reach you so I can send you a little something. All right, guys. Let's see. Did I get everyone? I don't think so. Stephanie, hello. Nikki Nicole, hello. Linda Gamble, I got you. Hey, drop the mic. Hi, Brenda Gresham. Cheryl Love. Cricket, hello. And I'm scrolling. Hey, Tennessee girl. All right. And you guys put 1 so you can hear me. Thank you. Valerie Owens, hello. LB, hello. We have 234 watching. Thank you guys so much. Hey, Maritha. What's up? Sophia, Anita. Is it Kenya Brown? Kenya. I hope I'm getting it right. Bevy, hello. Barbara Thomas, hello. PDS 5428, hello. You should have made some nachos. I should have had something too. I got up early and cooked my Sunday dinner today. Hi, Luvinia, Laverne, Stephanie Fessler. I think I got you. Hey, Keontae. Deshonda, yes, is Nico. Hello, Trilette, Andrea Jones, Gail Owens, Tay Baby. Hey. All right, guys. I think, hey, Simply Beautiful. Hey, Pamela, Tamika, O'Care, Robin Wilson, Gwen H, Music to Sister. Hello, Ann Taylor. Rue, hey, girl. Hey, Rue. Mary Hooks, Von Zell. All right, guys. Sylvia P, Natty, Kim, hello. Queens Jaja, Julia Taylor, Bronx Girl, Black Joy Webb. And yes, guys, let's get this started. Too blessed for mess. Hello. Too blessed to be in the mess. I know that's right. Hey, Wylette, Stephanie, I think I got you. Demita. All right, guys, I think I got everyone. If I missed anyone, I am sorry, but hello to all of you. So, guys, I just wanted to come live and discuss the Huntsville happenings for the week. It's been a whole lot going on. It really has. And I'm just wondering if Miss Destiny is done with her. Somebody called it a Chitlin circuit tour. Because baby, she's been on one with zero reply from mail. And I like that in mail. I wouldn't even feed into it at all. Hello from Maryland. Hi, Trina. Ingrid. So yeah, guys, let me get a link started so we can discuss everything. I had Destiny. There's a couple things going on with some subscribers, and maybe I should say that first. I had a subscriber to reach out to me on Instagram, and I kind of felt sad by what she said. I'm not sure what's going on out in these YouTube streets, but I guess that a couple of the subscribers' feelings may be hurt based on some things that's been said about them throughout this week, I guess. So I think it started with Funky Dineva. And look, we all have strong opinions. And in my opinion, a subscriber is the same as a content creator. They just don't have a mic or a camera and are recording what they say. So I will never. Now, if somebody is disrespectful and drop down in my comments, they may get a few choice words before I block them. But I will never talk down upon anybody as far as your opinions. People can call me crazy because I get on this camera and record and cuss people out that I've never met. And, she was really sad about it. And I had to ask her, was it something that I said? I try not to do that because, again, it's the same to me. You guys just don't have channels. Some of you do, but a lot of people don't. And we all have a right to our opinion. As far as people going and slanging and banging for their favorites, that's their business too. So, yeah, I hope you guys don't ever feel that way with me. It's not that serious. I will say it again. Everyone has a right to their opinion. I do believe that, excuse me, some can be a bit disrespectful, but just like Mel has paid Destiny dust, that's what I do. I pay them dust. I remove them and go on about my day. So, yeah, if anybody has felt that way coming from my end, I'm hoping, and she did clarify, no, it wasn't me. I guess she was just sharing her opinion to me about some things that she's experienced. But yeah, don't take it personal, guys. Brush it off your shoulders and keep it moving. But let me get my link ready because I do see my cutie crew, a couple people in the chat. And I do want to give you guys, I haven't seen many lives this week. I dropped in on, oh my goodness, I think Aunt Ann earlier in the week. I think I dropped down in Tay's one of her lives, but I've missed a couple. I had a lot going on. Um, so yeah, you guys catch me up as well. But I did drop the link. Let me go ahead and pin it. I think I got to do that from my phone. So give me 1 second. But feel free to drop the link, guys. I have a little list here of what I wanted to discuss as well. So let me go to YouTube real quick. And the 404 watching, thank you guys so much. If you guys can please hit the like button for me, it is free. And guys, I did activate my membership. I do plan to have a couple things with my memberships. I'm going to have what you call a $50 Friday, where you can win $50. We're going to do some love and marriage Huntsville trivia. We're going to do some hot topic trivia and members only lives and all of that. So if you choose to trivia, let me turn that down. If you choose to, please feel free to join the membership. I would appreciate it. Okay, guys, so the link is pinned. I see my girl Maritha backstage, so I'm gonna go ahead and get her up here. Tang, if you, I know you heard me, please find a way to get in contact with me. I appreciate your hard work, and I do want to send you something. I don't know, Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, it don't matter. But I'm coming, Maritha. Give me 1 second, and let me.
Take your time, do your thing, girl, do your thing. Oh,
I'm
you hear
here.
me?
I'm here. You here?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Hey.
First of all, good evening.
Good evening to you as well. What's going on?
Oh, wow. I'm sitting out in the parking lot at El Primo's here in where I live.
Uh
My
huh.
granddaughter had a production tonight, so she go to the School of the Performing Arts here, so they're having an after party. So I have to sit in the car and wait for her for after the party.
Oh,
But
okay.
anyway, I am. I saw that magazine cover that Martell did upscale.
Uh
It's
huh.
in Walmart.
Oh, you saw the actual copy,
I saw the actual copy,
did
and
you?
I'm waiting in line in Walmart, and I look up and I see the picture just staring at me.
Oh my goodness.
So I took the picture, I went and got the magazine and I hid the magazine. But then I saw it on another, down another aisle, and I took that one and I hid that one.
No,
Then
you
I was
didn't.
walking to see if I could see any more because it's like one on each, register. So I
Yeah.
just took them and just hid them, just hid them. And
Right.
I know people were thinking, what is she doing? But that's what I was doing. I was
That's
hiding it. So
had
when the date is over, they just take the magazine and toss it.
right. Where you
Oh,
where you
I
had it
said,
at?
this for my girl, mail.
I
I
know
saw it
that's
in Walmart. I said, this for mail.
real. I haven't
So,
seen it anywhere. I haven't been looking. Let me get Aunt Natty up. Aunt Natty, you want to come on? You want to stay on camera?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Let
I got
me.
my
but
head wrap on.
Okay.
it's so
Click,
wild.
click
It
it,
has
Aunt
been
Natty. Okay, there you go. I'm sorry.
it
Go
has been
ahead.
so wild in the YouTube streets
What's
concerning
going on?
Martell and Destiny. You know,
Yes.
Destiny has been, like someone said, on the chitlin circles. She it's almost like she wanted to embarrass Anthony by doing um interviews with other bloggers, and how she conducted herself with Richie Scott, and the way she conducted herself with Anthony was so totally different. And I don't see, there was no disrespect on Anthony's part. He was just doing what he's supposed to do. I asked her the questions,
Yes.
um, and she was just so giddy with DJ Richie. But I don't know if anything new was learned about Destiny. So
Well, I did watch her interview with DJ Richie Sky, and it was more of the same. You know, she was mentioning her reignite candle that she's launching, and yeah, it was basically, that's the thing about the interviews. And I'm not trying to judge. I feel like when I watch Mel, even like the day that she did all of the YouTube videos, basically in one day, the YouTube content creators, I learned something different each time. And with Destiny, I saw maybe three or four because I really just wanted to see what she was going to be talking about. It was basically repeat, it was nothing new. I agree with you as far as Anthony. Anthony had a different style of interview, and it was great.
yeah, it was. And I saw this letter that Mel manager wrote. I think
Yes,
that was so articulate. I think it
yes,
was so, it was so point on. And I also saw this, what someone wrote for Martell, because the wording was not Martell's. It just wasn't something that Martell would say. I don't think I never heard him, express any kind of "I am sorry." He said,
yeah.
he's apologized to Mel and he's not gonna do it. Okay,
Mhm.
that's good and well. But your words is not showing your actions. Your actions and your words, they're not lining up together. Like
Mm,
the math ain't mathing, the words not wording
the words
for
weren't
me.
hurting. I saw
And
that too, and I didn't see it. I saw it on YouTube. And let me ask Simply Beautiful. Is this you?
Yes,
Simply
it
Beautiful.
is.
Hello, hello. Thanks for joining
Hello.
us. I saw that post. I didn't know. I don't know where it was from. I'm not sure if it looked like it may have been from Twitter or Facebook. But I agree now with the news that's just been released that he's in counseling or he's going to see a therapist. Maybe that's something that they sort of made him do. I'm not sure.
I
But
think so.
yeah,
I
that's what I'm
think
thinking too.
I
He
think
wouldn't
after
voluntarily do that.
I don't
yeah,
no,
I
think
and
so.
think
I
after
you know what? I believe he's going to counseling because something happened at
yep,
that reunion that
yep.
nobody's put out pictures or anything about. And Martell has been going on a downward spiral. We
Hmm.
know he was going down, but as soon as Mel announced that she had a boo,
Had a man,
that
baby.
that drove that man crazy, and he's having a hard time dealing with that. And
Hmm.
everything everybody has said about you know um this show save Mel and this, all of that kind of stuff. Martell is having a hard time adjusting to life.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you
I
notice?
I
Did you notice in that post he made, he referred to them being separated and not divorced?
Exactly, and he keeps
well,
saying we've been separated for 3 years. No, boo, y'all been divorced for
right. That's
three
what
And
I was
when
gonna
years
ask.
she came
The
out on
divorce
that
is
stage,
That's Martell's track record. Remember when he met her outside the construction site when he was
Deontay, is
meeting
that
with
you?
Fred?
Okay, okay. Go ahead,
When
Simply Beautiful.
when he was meeting with Fred and she said the key words, "I'm not your woman anymore." And it was like he was stuck and he ain't never hear that before. It
Mm-hmm.
was like there
but
was a
Mm-hmm.
glitch of "I'm
but
not
did
your
you
woman
recall
anymore."
when Carlos introduced her on stage at the reunion, he said Melody Cherie, and he
Hope.
said
He
Hope. He
definitely
said
did.
it twice.
Because he
He
looks at
definitely
her
did.
as possession. In his
Mm-hmm.
mind,
Martell is
he's still
going.
hers.
Now I heard, I can't remember where I got it from, that where they cut out the part where you remember they showed the preview where he told the Scots, if y'all keep coming at her and she got some truth on you, why wouldn't she come back? Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They they cut it out on
Okay.
purpose.
Yeah,
They cut a lot out on that show because Martell cried. So they didn't show that. He cried and ran backstage. That was
but
sad.
they say Destiny was talking about Mel and Martell blew up on her and
Yeah.
went backstage and tore up the dressing room. That's why Carlos was crying. He
Mm,
see this man is going to hurt himself or somebody. And
yeah.
It,
I really believe because
And
if
you
I
y'all,
remember,
now
you
now
remember
on that
Ladies,
when Wanda,
ladies,
and her
give me one second.
hairdresser was outside talking, and they would say, "Oh, Miss Wanda was doing this," and Miss Wanda even apologized. And Destiny was sitting there, and she was talking to someone on the phone, and she seemed like she was so upset. She was
That was
mad
after
about
the reunion.
something.
That
yeah,
was
and she
after,
said
yeah, that was
after
after the
the
reunion
and do
because
Oh,
you
okay.
remember? She
right.
said in that conversation, he right before she put that camera on her, he ran off the stage.
She
And
ran
she
backstage.
looked up and saw
Exactly.
Wanda, and she snapped on Wanda for putting the camera
Exactly,
in her face.
exactly, exactly.
I don't know if you guys remember that, but that was an exclusive that I dropped about that after the reunion with Wanda and Destiny.
I
mhm.
Okay.
remember
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I'll probably repost it. Let me add a couple people up. I have Yes is Nico. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Y'all can hear
All
me?
right. I can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
Give me 1 second. Cheryl Howard, hello. Is that you?
Yes, hello, ladies. Hello,
Oh,
Tisha.
and let
Hello,
Hello.
me add
hello, hello.
Hi,
let me add
Cheryl.
Hi, how
one
you
more.
doing, Mama?
I have
My favorite New
Marilyn.
Yorker.
Give me 1 second, guys. I have Marilyn Johnson. Is that you, Marilyn?
Yes, this is me.
All right, all right. We got a
Chit
full
chat.
house.
Do
Yeah.
you remember when LeBaric and Destiny first came on the scene and they were talking about her name change? And they went out to dinner with Mel and Martell. And Destiny said the reason she did not want to change her name is because her mother and brother were deceased. And she wanted to keep her name as their legacy. Am I right?
Well, I
I
remember
don't.
her saying her brother.
She
Yeah,
said
that.
her mother too.
Did she
Yeah.
say her mother too?
She said
Yes.
Yes.
her mother
Now
Yes.
too.
in her interviews, she said, I told my story. They didn't listen. How my mother has a drug habit and
Exactly.
she's still battling it.
Oh my
If
God.
your mother deceased, how is she
She
battling a
said
drug
her
You
mom
habit?
was
just
dead.
Do
that's what
you
she
guys
Um,
said.
remember what season
she
it
sure
was? I'm
did.
gonna go back and do some
I don't
research on
remember,
that.
but she
You
definitely
know
said
what?
her,
It
her
was when
mother
she
was
first
deceased.
came on, and her and LeBaric was having issues about the last name, and
Yes,
she
ma'am.
tried to explain why she wanted to keep her last name. She said her mom and her brother. I think her
Brother.
mom got in a car accident or something
Mm-hmm.
like that, and
Yep.
she said the name stopped with her brother, and she wanted to keep her last name to keep it going. And it was
Yeah.
I asked, well, why can't you Destiny hyphenated then the
Yeah.
last name, and she didn't want it like that. But I
But
do believe she said her mom was unalive.
She did.
No
I
way.
and do you,
Go back.
but she's wearing Destiny Payton Williams now after the divorce. So why
Shoot.
couldn't you do it before?
Wow, I'm gonna go back and research that. Give me 1 second, guys. Elizabeth Lagan, you can sign up for the membership by clicking the join button. If you just go to my main page, and then I have two other people that has joined the membership. And let's see, it's not showing on my chat, but it's showing. Give me 1 second, ladies. It's showing on my phone. Somebody's mama and Marla Jackson. Thank you guys so much for becoming members. Now
And
I'm
one more
gonna go
thing,
back
Chit
and
Chat.
try to find that out, guys, because wow.
One more thing.
Yes,
yeah.
She has had everybody believing that LeBaric just gave her those divorce papers when that baby was 3 weeks old, and that started the divorce. Well,
mm-hmm.
in one of her interviews, she said that they reconciled after
Yep.
that 3 week paper
She said that
served.
and
She
lived in the
moved back
same house.
into the marital home.
She
Then
did.
she decided to leave. So
She
why
did.
you let us think that man did you so
Cause
wrong for
she's
too
a
long?
liar. She's a
So
liar.
she did it for sympathy then,
And she's
because
a
she did
liar.
say that.
Yes.
She did say that, and I was like, "Wait a minute now." So,
See, I'm 67. I don't forget. I listened real well.
yes, yes,
I don't forget stuff.
That's right.
mm-hmm,
She
mm-hmm.
also said when they were getting on her for being a character witness for Martell, that she was in the same court with the same judge fighting a
Mm-hmm.
custody battle herself.
Of
She
course.
did say
Well, in
that.
her interview with Kill Simone, she said that he went in on a Friday and did an emergency custody hearing, and courts don't free up that fast. And she went in on a Monday and got custody of her baby back. That
Mm,
math ain't math.
Sure ain't.
A lie don't care who tell it.
wow,
I pay attention,
wow.
Of course she would have the
especially when I
same.
know you're a known liar.
Hmm.
I pay attention.
One thing
Yeah,
I know, of course, she got the same judge as Mel. Of course, she's in the
yeah,
same court as Mel. He
yeah.
abused her like Martel
You
abused
remember
Mel.
when
So,
Martell didn't want Mel to do that lipstick girl monologue play
mm-hmm.
because it was a talking about a cheating husband.
Hmm.
Now she went to Atlanta to do a lipstick monologue play.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I pay
Everything
attention, y'all.
Mel does, she does. This is just does.
You know,
Mel didn't have
nobody on this show, the women, I would say, are period. Tisha didn't have original thought when she did that "Mommy and Me" podcast. That was
Mhm.
something her and
Kiki supposed to did.
Kiki
It was
talked
Kiki's
about.
idea.
Exactly. And
Hmm.
then Destiny, when Mel came out with Seventh Avenue, her facial thing, Destiny was supposed to be coming out with a facial, with a facial line.
Skincare line, of
Then
course.
Mel did
Of course.
Telltale Signs, and
mm-hmm.
then Destiny
Yeah.
did Drop
On 10.
10 or
On
on 10 or
10,
On
something
10.
like that.
Of course.
-5.
Of course.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
nobody has an
Not me.
original thought. It's like they sit and they wait for
Oh
Mel to do something. Even like when Mel was,
gosh.
when she was doing the runway show, the other one. she doing a runway show in the garage or down the hall or in the kitchen, wherever she was at.
Well,
You
now she
know,
coming out with
these
a
people,
hairline
it's
now.
like
Oh
they
God.
sit and they wait for Mel to do something.
Oh goodness.
And then when Mel do it, they want to copy what she's doing. And
Mm-hmm.
then they get pissed off at Mel for being Mel.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
can't execute it.
Melody
And
get
the
a builder's
reason she
license.
think
Here go
Anthony
Destiny.
interrogated her, because
Lord
Anthony
Jesus.
came with receipts. He didn't let
That's
Yeah,
her
what it
lie
that's
her
was.
what
way
it
out of
is.
nothing.
Right. It
First of
wasn't an
all,
interrogation at all. He just
it,
had his receipts ready.
I say
Exactly.
why she
That's all.
called it that. He wouldn't let her
Exactly.
lie and get away with it.
Yeah.
And what really ticked her off is when he dropped that receipt when LeBaric announced they divorce. Oh, baby, that ticked
Oh
her
yeah.
off.
When he showed that post, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony
But
was ready,
first,
baby. He was
she
ready.
was she was 10 minutes late. She told whoever was in there with her to send that baby in there. Can't nobody make me think no different.
Yeah.
She laying up in a bed with pillowcases, with pillows with no pillowcases, doing an interview as a
Child, she
professional.
didn't have no pillowcases.
No, ma'am. Go back and look at it.
That's why she
Okay.
needed grandeur by Mel.
Okay, pick up
Oh
the
gosh.
girl. Let me add Hannah Grace. Is this you?
Yes, it is Chit Chat. Thank
Hi,
you.
hi. Thanks,
Hi,
Hi,
Hannah.
Hannah.
Hannah
Hi,
Grace.
Hannah.
Hello,
And
everyone.
real quick, guys.
Hi,
And
Hannah.
Elizabeth, I'm not trying to call you out, but instead of the K word, put unalive, please, in the chat for me, so this live could be monetized. To the 690 that's watching, thank you guys so much. Please hit the like button for me. And I'm
It's free
sorry,
99, y'all.
$3.99. But what's her name? Yes, it's Nico. You said earlier in the chat that you had something to say. What's going on?
So I'm just catching up on all the lives and stuff, right? So I'm like 3-4 weeks behind on y'all, but I love listening to y'all come up on the panel and talk. I love it. And I said the next time that Chit Chat goes live, I'm gonna get on here so I can kind of have an input.
Oh, thank
And my
you.
input is I was listening to a live. I'm so sorry, my baby is crying.
Okay.
I was listening to a live from a couple weeks ago, and y'all were talking about this whole custody stuff, right? With the Holt kids, the Eminem kids, and I was wondering one of my things that I was wondering about is I wonder if Martell is trying to get custody of the Eminem kids for child support situation
Yeah.
that he may be having with Ariane, and now
Yep.
with this whole him going into therapy, trying to help the whole custody situation. So
He's
that
going
was
into therapy because they told him on that set, if you don't go into therapy, you losing your job.
Exactly.
You destroyed a whole dressing room.
Mm.
Mel was on the set of Behind Every Woman. He went in there and they say he pushed somebody while he was destroying the
Mhm.
dressing room at the reunion. He
Mm-hmm.
did
Yep.
that on the set of Every Woman.
Yeah.
Marcel had to restrain him from physically attacking Mel in Las Vegas. That's the best thing Baby Shark T ever did. The only thing I can give him credit for.
Hey, Chit Chat.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
I just did some research for you. I just watched that scene. She never said her mother died. She said it was her last connection to her mom and her brother who was murdered. That's what she said.
Okay, so that's exactly what she said
That's
then, huh?
exactly what she said. I just pulled it up and watched it on Prime real quick. That's what she
Well, I
said.
misheard. Because when she said, maybe when it
Thank
said last connection, that's what I got out of it. Because if
Mhm.
you say that's your last
Yeah,
connection,
it sounded like somebody deceased, somebody alive. Yeah.
so maybe she didn't say it, but she implied it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
Yeah,
she was.
because
Well, that is technically her last connection to her mom, which is the name, because she doesn't really have a relationship with the mom.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true. That's true.
that is
I
true.
just I just don't
You,
understand why Destiny is still on the show. I
Me
just
neither.
don't
well,
Me neither.
from
understand. She
my
brings nothing.
understanding,
She doesn't bring any mess. She don't bring any bones. She don't bring anything to the show. She brings nothing. I just don't understand it.
Well,
But
she's brought a lot of
Carlos did.
mess. she's brought a lot of mess, and
She has. And
unfortunately,
But
bones.
according
yeah,
to some of her interviews, they're
Yep.
filming, but she hasn't filmed yet.
right. And the
Exactly.
mess that she's brought, unfortunately, and I think that this is why she, rubbed people the wrong way, is everything is concerning Mel.
Mel,
I
Mel,
don't know
Mel.
if Tisha has watched these interviews that Destiny has been given, but I think it was DJ Richie Sky. I'm not sure. But they asked her, who does she talk to the most now? Now it's Stormy. It's not even Tisha. So Destiny just goes blows. And I think that she's trying to get a come up. She thought
Yeah.
Mel was going to be her come up. And
Mm.
this is a question that I wish they would have asked her, any of these content creators that interviewed Destiny. Had Mel reacted differently when Mel went to her photo shoot and Destiny was saying, oh, you missed me and all of that, you can see how Destiny lit up at the thought of having that friendship again with Mel. And when Mel shut her down and said, I can be cordial, we can be in the same room, but basically I'm good on this friendship. So it's contradicting what Destiny has been saying, that no, I don't want the friendship. No, I don't want the friendship. And I would like to know, if Mel would have said something differently, would she be saying something differently? And we
Yes,
Absolutely.
I
we know
believe
she
it.
yes.
would. Exactly.
I
Because
believe it. Everybody.
if Mel had said, okay, let's forget all this beef, let's start
Yeah.
over. We're starting over as of today. Because see, that's what she really thought Mel was coming there to do. She
Yes.
didn't know Mel was going to say what it is that Mel said. When Mel said, when she said, you love me, Mel said, yes, I have love for you. She's
Mm-hmm.
and then when Mel said whatever else went in between that, and Mel said we could be cordial. Destiny, if you watched her face, because everything's on Destiny's face, Destiny whole demeanor changed. She
Change.
got what Mel was saying. We're not friends. We're never going to be friends, but we could
Yep.
be cool. When I see you, hey girl, and keep it moving. We ain't got to be mad with each other, anything like that. And so
Exactly.
and Destiny went and gave her cousin a whole different scenario of what
Yes,
had
she
happened.
did. Yes, she
Yes, she did.
did.
And
And
she couldn't even.
the reason uh Musty, I call her Musty because she got a stank attitude. The reason Musty got so mad at that re lunch closing is because she was mad. If you notice, when Martell first walked in and spoke to her, she was giddy. He made a beeline and went and talked to Melanika. She was already ticked off then. When Mel walked to that door and said, come on, Martell, and he went to running up behind her like a lap dog, you could see her head spinning like the Tasmanian devil.
She was already mad because them lights was off. It wasn't no air, and it was hot. And she had on that whatever that blight pole dancer dress. So
What
she was already pissed off from the heat in that building.
Mm-hmm.
and she
Mm-hmm.
didn't have nothing to say. But if she'd have been smart, she could have got on her social media and say, Stormy and Melody is in the building. Come on down to Madani. I bet people would have came down there.
She's stupid.
They
Absolutely.
didn't have
Close to the
nothing to
ball.
buy.
It was such a missed opportunity on her part because, first of all, I mean, Stormy, and just based on her actions after that, I think that she's a people pleaser, and she did try to buy Destiny with that Gucci purse. She did.
Mm-hmm.
But you got two multimillionaires in your establishment.
Exactly.
Actually, even the rest of the cast. There was nothing that
Wasn't
I
nobody gonna
seen
come
that,
see Thick Tom.
right, but there was nothing to try to get them to even donate, make a donation, buy something,
Right.
nothing.
Nothing.
So,
Just get some kind of buzz about your place. Like you have
yeah,
no buzz about it.
And it's still closed as of last weekend. You want to know how I know? I got two friends that are sisters, have a brother live in Huntsville. So me being my messy little petty self, I gave him some money. I told him to go buy Madani's on Joy Lane and get me a wig cap, and I don't even wear wigs, and get me a
and it
wig
was
cap and
closed.
some gel. She called me back and said, it's a sign on the door said temporarily closed.
Wow.
Hmm.
I've been telling
Wow.
people that's a made for TV business only from the jump.
Well, you
Yeah,
know,
well,
they
Okay.
said Martell's mom was spotted going into another
beauty
beauty
supply.
supply store
I saw
yesterday
that somewhere.
Gosh.
on Facebook.
Somebody said Madani Dunn. That should be the name of it.
Donnie
What did they
Dunn.
put?
Dunn.
Madai
Well, the landlord has
Dunn
her
or
in
something.
court for
Dunn.
unpaid rent.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
But she knew Mel and Stormy was coming because that was an all cast event. Mel has already said when they do those events, if the show pay for them, the cast have. Remember when they almost canceled Tisha's brown skinned girls event? Mel
Mm-hmm.
said that because she didn't want to call and invite male kids. And the runner called her and told her they just weren't gonna pay for it, they was gonna cancel it. Mel said she had to put on her producer's hat, went out in her backyard and called Tisha and told her, this is a good event. Don't let pettiness get in the way of this not being filmed.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm,
Mm-hmm.
hmm.
She knew they were gonna be there, so that lie she's circulating, she can forget about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Crazy.
and and, and Kitten Hills wanted to go around here and talk about somebody threatening her and trying to blame content creator. Well, Skunk Breath blamed the content creators, but she didn't deny it. She didn't say, I don't think it's them. When you said that she gave a search somebody her phone number and she knew she didn't do it. So when
Mm-hmm.
you condone a lie, then you lying right along with the liar.
Now wait a
Mm-hmm.
minute, Aunt Natty. Who is Skunk Breath? Y'all be killing.
Marcella speaks.
Oh,
Oh God.
child.
Ugh.
Wow. Well, you know, Marcella, and look, everybody has a right to like who they like, but
Yeah.
with Marcella, when she was pushing what she was pushing when she interviewed Basement Billy Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs,
Hmm.
that let me know where she stood.
Hmm,
Anybody that would push his agenda out like that,
hmm,
as far as the things that he's done to Mel and Miss Vanessa, that's just not right.
hmm.
So, you know, I
Well,
see
she
straight
used to be
through
on another channel. She started coming up as a guest like we did, and
all
she would
about.
be drinking her Hennessy and smoking her Newports. She
Mm-mm.
dismantled that whole
Child,
panel with lies
not
and
the
destruction.
not the henny,
Yeah, the
Yes,
Hennessy.
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. The
And the
Henny.
Newport.
The
not
Henny.
the
That's why I
henny.
Mm,
call her skunk breath. She drink Henny all day long.
Oh
No.
wow! Allegedly, I didn't know that.
She would be drinking it on the panel. This, I mean,
Mm-mm.
everybody could see it.
Wow.
Gosh.
You know, are you talking about all about the tea?
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
Okay, is that channel still up and running?
I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
so because I look for it sometime because I follow like I was following players and the bishop
Bishop.
and well after schoolboy apologized to pledge but
Mm-mm.
what is it Marcellus
Skunk breath.
when that happened
Skunk
with
breath.
pledge on there and Marcella didn't even know what the script was and just started talking her and pledge until
Yeah.
Bishop had to straighten them both. That's when I start disliking Marcellus
Mm-hmm.
She
because
Mm-hmm.
has been
she
known to dismantle panels and see all these people. One, I'm not even a content creator. They did go on Wanda's live and they was trying to tell her how to get mods and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
she said they were mad because they didn't get a wrench.
Wow.
Mm.
She
Wow.
took the live down after she got red.
Chit chat.
Also,
Chit chat.
Marcella removed it. I'm sorry.
Chit
Somebody's
chat.
calling me.
Yeah, me, Cheryl. What
Hey,
you think about Martel charging $3,000 to
Girl, I wouldn't give that
child.
man 3 pennies for an
Martell,
interview.
please, Martell, whoever he paid, they need to he need to refund them $2,985.
$99.
And 99 cents.
Right.
can't be
Yes.
waiting
Unfortunately, what
3,000
Martell doesn't
years
right, what he doesn't
before he
realize is
oh
his
God.
story, just like Cold Flaws, has been told.
I'll
You
pay
know,
three
You
thousand
know
so
dollars
why
for
he
his
put a
lies.
price on that like that, Chit Chat?
hey Anthony.
Because he
Mm-hmm.
know ain't nobody gonna pay it.
Ain't nobody paying
Yeah.
that. Nobody
That's
No,
to
paying
keep from
somebody
doing
got some
interviews.
static, somebody got some feedback. I'm not sure who.
Well, you know what? That could be me because I am sitting out in my car waiting for my movie star granddaughter to finish with this
Oh,
after party. So I'll mute until I have something to say. If it's
Okay.
car noise that you hear, that's me.
Okay, Maritha, no problem. And
Well,
Keontae, what's going on? What's your thoughts about everything?
hey everyone, I'm just sitting here listening.
Hello.
Well, it's just been so much going on in these streets.
Yes, it is.
Um, at this point, I'm over Destiny. I'm over her. I don't want to hear no more of her stories. I don't want to hear her lies. I don't want to hear her fakerism. I don't even want to hear her mourn for her friendship with Mel.
Mm.
You ruined that yourself by running back and telling business. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, as a friend, if I'm your friend, and yes, I'm associated with your husband, but if we sitting here and we've bonded over the fact of how our spouses have treated us, there's no way I'm going to turn on that. So for her to sit there in that reunion to say, well, if I have to cut you off, I have to cut him off. Well, duh. He
Yeah.
did the same to your husband. How would you feel if Mel was doing that with your ex husband?
Hmm.
Your big eyes will feel a certain type of way.
Absolutely.
That's her problem. LeBaric Mel apologized to him because she found out the real reason for that divorce, and he bringing Mel briskets. He helped Mel at her Thanksgiving giveaway. He
Mhm.
was right there. She mad
Yeah.
because they friends, but she
Well,
can
this
be.
is what I don't understand with Destiny. It's not hard to figure out. She could have remained friends with Martell, but she could have let him know there will be no discussion about Mel in a negative way. Things could have been done in a different way. And it's like she just does not seem to comprehend that. Even with Tisha, that was a foul move. I was so glad that Dustin Ross called it out to Carlos. People aren't crazy. Destiny and Tisha wouldn't be friends had it not been for Destiny and Mel friendship going down. So, that's what I don't understand. You're going around talking about you're grieving and you caused the grief. Mel
Right.
has every right to set boundaries. And if you peep something that's not up to what you feel like it should be, you have a right to move on. And it's like now, I think that that's what she wants. She wants to gain sympathy and want people to pity her. Now she's been grieving this friendship. But before that, it was she don't care. And you know what I mean? It's just, I'm not sure what she was trying to do with this interview.
But
Do
she
you know why
grieving.
she was
Exactly what
not
you
gonna
said,
stop
Tisha.
talking negative about Mel to Martell? Because she know Martell would still had some love for Mel, and she ain't nobody gonna tell me they not bumping and grinding. And she wanted to make sure he did not get back with Mel. That's why she was keeping up the mess.
But Mel
Yeah.
don't want him.
But
So what's
it's
all
the
that? What's
fact
he
that he
doing that
won't
for?
hurt.
I know, but at the end of the day, you got to he got to see that no matter what you want, it's about what you're not gonna get.
But
You know.
Musty can't see it like that. She gonna make sure.
I know.
Cause who was that? Ask her why did she show that video to Martell about the interview about Sheree? I was doing my job.
Yeah.
Winter did an interview with King Sheba, and she said production can bring it to you, but if
But
you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to.
absolutely. And we know that. And
And
that's what I
Carlos
don't
said the
understand.
same thing on Richie Scott. He said we don't make them talk about nothing.
No, they can't. They can't. Let me see here. Hold on.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm from Africa, so I listen to you guys all the time. Hi
Oh,
Cutie, hi everybody.
hi.
It's
Well,
5 a.m. over
Hello.
here.
oh, 5 a.m. Wow. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And
Good
then I
morning.
wanted to sort of go down the line. Let me get Hannah Grace. You've been quiet. I have
Yes,
Hannah and I have Marilyn. You guys jump in. What's your thoughts about what's been going on this
yes,
week?
I have been enjoying. I'm sorry, Chit Chat. Go ahead. I
No,
cut you off.
no. Go ahead, Hannah.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
Hey,
if
Andy.
y'all know, I know y'all were talking about everybody trying to, copy mails, business ideas and everything like that. And I know that Destiny has a new what is it?
Candle.
Yeah, I can't. I always get those two words mixed up. Y'all say it for me.
Candle.
Candle.
Candle. Okay, the candle. It is reignite. And y'all know Mel's. She came out with a new. Well, Jay Bolin.
Golden line.
It was.
Reset.
Yes, it's reset. Now I don't know if Destiny copied it or that just was something that's going on. But I wanted to bring that out. They always seem to come out with something a day late and a dollar short when it comes to mail, and their stuff never works out. I heard somebody talking about Letitia's podcast, and a lot of that, I think that podcast may have been connected to the show somehow. So I didn't know that they actually paid for some of those events that, like Tisha used to say, events that they have. So it may have been that podcast was connected to some some money that the show actually provided for them. But it went away quick and in a hurry because it wasn't her lane and she just tried to step in it. But Melody is real quiet, and she's quiet for a reason. And I know you all saw the what was it? Her manager came out with a statement, and she basically said, "Hey, y'all better leave Melody alone. We too busy over here." And basically, they getting ready to come out with something big, epic. I think is the word she used for 2023. So I'm just, I'm glad that Melody is getting a break, and Destiny, she's going around. Like y'all say, she basically get everything mixed up. That she try to confuse people with some of the stuff that she's saying. That's why everybody like, what did she say? This? Did she say that? What is she really saying? And she has totally confused me. That's why I don't even worry about it anymore, because she trying to figure out what she's saying. And I'm glad that Melody went ahead on and apologized to LeBaric, because Destiny had lied to Melody. This man looked like he was really, really a villain. And then once Melody found out, I guess she went back. That's one of the only people that I noticed that she went back to. And she says another person that she apologized to, but Destiny is.
Hey, Hannah.
A liar.
I think the other person was his mom, because she said his mom is her former professor.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Okay. Well, yeah, I do know, like somebody mentioned, that he did support her as far as her Thanksgiving. Was it Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Yeah,
giveaway?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, he promoted it. And, just from me looking at LeBaric's Facebook page, I don't get Martel vibes. So I know that Mel, I believe, is the one that said that basically they both were going through similar experiences with their soon-to-be ex-husbands at the time. I don't get, unless that man is a good actor.
LeBron is a great guy.
That's because she was going by what Musty was telling her at the time.
I heard he's a great guy.
Apologize for, because Destiny, in my opinion, is very good at playing the victim. So I'm sure that she really played the victim when it came to her marriage. You know what I'm saying? Breaking down.
But Miss QT,
one other thing, as far as this thing about Martel participating in therapy, I just saw a video about an hour ago, I think. Martel has been in therapy since this show has been going on. He still
going to Dr. Francis. Dr. Francis was getting too close to the truth.
You didn't let me.
Give me 1 second. We have reached 1,000 viewers.
Yay! Congratulations!
Flowers to you, Mama.
I appreciate it. You guys hit the like for me as well. And I'm sorry, Hannah, go ahead. And then we want to let Marilyn Johnson next.
Yes. Oh, congratulations on the 1,000. That's great.
Thank you.
And we are enjoying this show. But Martel has been in therapy, and he keeps on going to therapy. But he only this is what I'm thinking, just because he's trying to manipulate something. Because all the time that he was in therapy, when Melody and him was together, it didn't help him because he wasn't serious about it. So maybe he's serious about it this time. I don't know, but I certainly doubt it. But he got some agenda, and watch something getting ready to come out about him. I don't know what it is. Some people saying that, Coleslaw was pregnant or whatever. But why? I guess he's trying to figure out why he keep on coming to these situations where he's always in a pattern of destruction in his life. He needs to figure
And
that
that's
out because he
Maybe
got
he needs
5 children
maybe
now.
he needs
I
shock
kind of
treatment.
want.
One at a time, guys. And that's why he
I
does
kind
need
of.
therapy. I hope
I
that he takes it serious. He really needs therapy. And with Carlos saying himself that he feels like Martell is this troubled individual inside, troubled people need help. So, let's hope that he takes it serious for himself, for his kids, for his ex-wife, so she can get some peace. I mean, it's definitely needed for sure.
I
For
think
sure.
he's trying. I think he's trying to knock out two birds with one stone, which is take care of the court appointed counseling
Mm-hmm.
and take care of whatever own basically is forcing him to do, because that lady that suppose he's in therapy with, that's Mel and the kids therapist, and 9 times out of 10 she's
Oh,
gonna
they
be the
already didn't. They
therapist.
put out who he's supposed to.
Yeah,
I'm
Diana
sorry,
Rose.
Sister
Yeah.
Beautiful. They already
Diana
said
Rose
who his
put it out.
therapist is. Oh,
Yep.
she did. Okay. Okay.
Um, and 9 times out of 10, if they do go to trial for that custody case, she's going to be on the stand, and she can now speak for both sides,
Mm-hmm.
which is they
Mm-hmm.
can ask her about her sessions with Martel versus her sessions with Mel and the kids. But I think that
Yeah.
will probably be behind closed doors with the judge only, because technically you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah. Well, it's a waste of time if you ask me, as far as him trying to gain full custody. I mean, the only thing that they need to do is just look at a couple videos of him blowing up, and the judge
I
is going to rule
I
for
I
Mel
Chit
anyway.
Chat, to be honest with you, his last live with those kids, I said I would have sent that live to my attorney. You
When
had
they
them
were
kids out.
walking
Yeah,
in
you had
Huntsville.
them. Yeah, you had them kids outside in freezing weather, no
in the
hat,
snow.
no
Yeah.
hat, no gloves. Your daughter, the 3-year-old, is telling you that she's cold, and then you sit up here and say she's whining. No, she's cold, and
Yeah.
then you don't do anything to warm her up but grab her hands, and then when she says she want her mommy, you ignored that.
Yeah. For me, and Anthony, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, Anthony.
Hi, Anthony.
And I will be in attendance. Anthony, I need you to let me know what supplies do I need for this vision board. I got a board ready, but maybe I'll do some research. But for me, I think that Martell is just immature. And I think that, just my own personal opinion, he has the mind of, in certain instances, like I said, when I started back watching, I'm only on episode 2, but Martell really played up to this businessman. It was an act for me, but he's really immature, and I don't think that he thinks the way normal adults think. And I
I
was
agree.
super scared. I don't think he did anything purposely when he took those kids out there. But I was super scared for those kids as close as they got to the water. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, I jumped like 4 or 5 times. And I just, because he was looking in his phone, he's not paying attention to the kids. So I don't think that he did it to cause harm to them. I just think he doesn't think. You know what
Now,
I
Well,
who
mean?
does that
Melody said
remind you
that
of,
they had went to the
QT?
phone store and it started snowing and stuff while they were inside the store. That's
Mm-hmm.
when he kept him an extra night. They couldn't get up the hill to her house hadn't been cleared.
Right, in order to
Mm.
drop them off. Let me add Anthony and Anonymous up. Give me 1 second, guys. Hey, Anthony, is that you?
Hey, Chit Chat, how are
Hi,
you?
Anthony. Hey,
Hey,
Anthony.
everybody.
Hey, what's
How
And
up,
are y'all?
Anonymous, is that you?
Yes, it is, darling. How are
Hey,
you?
Hi,
Hi,
Anonymous.
Get your
Good.
banner
Anonymous.
ready. Get
you
your
know I'm
banner
ready.
Hi,
But
ready.
everyone.
before she
They're
say
my
Anonymous.
a
banners.
thing,
See what they doing, Anthony? See what
before
they
she
doing?
say a thing, I got it ready. You hear me? So, Anthony, you still hot out in these streets as far as that interview.
I see, girl. Good. They wearing the mess out of me in my DM.
Are they still?
Yes, like sometimes I be at work. I'm like, Lord Jesus, can the messages please stop? I ain't trying to be rude, but y'all, I do got a regular 9 to 5.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
But
Well,
I
yeah,
appreciate it though.
it was a great interview, and the narrative that she was trying to push in every interview that she gave after that, I just didn't care for it because you weren't attacked. you weren't interrogated.
Exactly.
And it was like she was trying to bring shame to you, but it backfired.
It
So
did.
Sure
And like
did.
I say, that interview worked in my favor. So
yes, sir.
I'm
Yes, it did.
happy, and I've been in contact with Mel's manager and spoke to some
Oh,
people dealing
beautiful.
with grown and gospel, and
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
go ahead, my
Okay.
boy.
Anthony's
so
becoming the Black Barbara Wawa.
Ah, we claiming whatever is in store, Anthony. We claiming it in advance for you, and
thank you.
congratulations.
Yes,
And
we're
Yes, give him his
manifesting it.
flowers.
Yes.
Anthony,
Praise.
we want to say this. Thank you, Musty, for making
Thank
him.
you.
You got
Exactly.
him subscribers and views and interviews.
Yes,
Exactly.
I
Thank you
reached six
so much,
thousand people
Musty.
today. Today I reached 6,000.
Congratulations.
You reached
So
10,000?
no,
Oh,
6,000. You know, I started at
Ooh,
six.
I
go
started at
ahead.
14.
You started at
So
14. Excellent. Well,
Go
it's
ahead,
well
baby.
deserved. It's
Yes, it
well
is.
Sure
deserved.
thank
is.
you.
And I'm not
Sure
just
is.
gonna act like it was only that interview. I enjoy your content. So,
Me
it's
too.
obvious that other people do as well. So it's well deserved.
Yeah,
So
you
yeah,
had
chit chat.
Kiki, Kyra. You had some great interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Chit chat. I seen. I heard you say you was asking about what to bring to the vision board.
Yes.
The vision board is really just a platform that I want to do every Monday, just to give back to businesses.
Oh, God.
So, what I'm gonna do is basically it's a topic that I'm going to bring up every time I do it. And when you
Okay.
come on, you have at least 2 minutes to give your opinion about that topic. And after that, you can start talking about your business. And when you type it in, I'm gonna tag it so everyone can know exactly where to go to
Oh, that's
while you're
good.
talking
Oh,
and go
okay.
to the next person. Now, if you don't have a business and you just want to come up and just talk about the topic that we're discussing, then you can do that as well.
Oh, that's
But
Okay.
like I said,
excellent.
I want to have those conversations that we're a little bit afraid to talk about, especially when it comes to the Black community and Black
Yes.
families.
That's
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All
good,
Yes.
Dr.
right.
So
High.
Excellent. Well, I'll still be there. I'm glad you clarified that because I was ready for like I've been putting together a vision board since the 1st of January. So yes, well, thank you for clarifying that.
okay, now what y'all talking about?
We talking about all things love and marriage, Huntsville.
Martel.
Yes.
Musty,
Dirty.
Kitten
Carlos,
Hills.
Timmy,
Oh
So
God.
what is
Tisha.
this? He's supposed to be going to therapy next season or something.
Oh
Yeah,
Lord.
Yeah.
Diana Rose posted a post saying that the therapist that Melody used in either season 4,
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
that's the therapist he's going to be using this upcoming season.
Of course.
okay.
Mm.
So
Okay,
And
let
is
me ask
that the
you.
one that where
Uh,
him and her sat down with when he pulled
yeah, it's
away
Yep.
the
from
one
her?
that she sat down with. Remember before Galentine? And she
Yeah.
said energy vampires?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the same one.
Okay, he got
It's
choked up
it's
and pulled away from Mel when she tried to give him some tissue or
no.
No, no,
yeah.
no.
no,
This is
that's
Melody's therapist.
the
Of course.
co-parenting coach they were seeing.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a co-parenting
Yeah,
coach.
that's co-parenting. This is different. Before she did Galentine, she went and showed on live her meeting a therapist. I think
okay,
she's a fellow sorority member, but she
This is
okay.
went
her
and
actual
talked about
therapist.
being calm to deal with the energy vampires. And I think simply said that there's a conflict of interest. I'm thinking that that's happening too.
Hmm.
That's
Okay.
what I'm saying.
I
I'm
was getting
wondering
I
if
was getting ready to say that as well, that I think that that is a conflict of interest,
Yep.
and I don't think that, and I'm just saying because I do work in healthcare, and I don't think that that can happen. So I'm not for sure if Mel has maybe a new therapist with the children, but that therapist cannot see Mel, the children, and Martell because of
Mm-hmm.
that,
Exactly.
especially since they're fighting a custody battle. They
yeah.
cannot cross entities like that. So I'm not
Exactly.
for sure. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe Mel has a different therapist for her
Mm-hmm.
and the
Yep.
children, but
Yep.
Yeah,
they
but even if
can't
she
see
has
the
a
same
different
one.
therapist, they did a session on the TV show as if she was. And that's why I'm
Mm-hmm.
concerned how
Well, if that's
Carlos
not
is
her
doing
therapist
this.
anymore, then it wouldn't be a conflict because she's not treating her anymore.
Well,
But
no,
she
it's
was
not that.
never known.
You still have the privilege.
But she was
Mm.
never known as her therapist. She said that
Yes,
that
she
was her life
was.
coach.
No,
I thought she said it
that's
was
her
her life
therapist
coach.
outside the show. She posted it. The woman has been at the house. She said that's the kid's
Yeah,
therapist.
those are the ones that saw the kids as
Mhm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Oh,
Carlos is doing this to try to make his image look better. He
But
needs to go back to
hold on
Dr.
a
Phil.
minute, hold on one second, everyone. As a professional therapist, counselor, that is not a conflict of interest. Now, there may be some boundaries that the therapist may need to make sure that she do not cross, but that is a family therapy type environment, and she can counsel all of the above, but she has to be very careful in that situation.
Of course, you're dealing with
Well,
Martel.
that's good to know. That's good to know. I'm just saying, because, and the reason why it's because in court, the guardian ad litem would ask questions possibly of the therapist.
Yeah.
And if there's
They will
anything that
probably
might
do
be
that in the
privileged,
judge chambers.
yeah,
Yeah, and the
no, this is the
therapist
guardian ad litem
may
before you
need
go to
to
the judge chambers.
may
This is the
need to
person that has to give a report to the court.
Well, you
yeah.
guys
I'm
may
I'm
not
thinking
agree
the
with
same
me,
thing.
but I would think that, especially if this person is called to court or whatever, I think that that person would be able to give a fair assessment on both parties. You know what I mean?
They just have to go through
I like
the
that
proper
idea.
legal channels to make sure
Right.
there isn't any conflict of interest. Like Hannah said, if you can, if that's who you want, you just got to
Yeah.
make sure everybody agrees to it, because Melody could say no. She might have allowed it, yes, because she's looking for the children, what's in the best interest of the children. So
Yeah.
that might
I,
be a
I
reason.
I sort of like the idea. And Marilyn, I'm sorry you dropped down. I was just about to say, let me give Marilyn a chance to speak. So if you want to hit the link again, that did open up one more space and come up and talk. I apologize. But yeah, I'm not
Please.
opposed to that idea, guys, because again, like Hannah said, and Hannah, you would know, but I don't see it as a conflict of interest. I see it working out basically in both of their favors, because if he's trying to say something else is going on as far as the kids or male or whatever, you know.
This is my issue with that,
That
and
man
I'm
needs
I'm,
shot
I'm, I'm
training.
sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No. You're
If
fine.
Martell is wanting to go to therapy, it's like, I don't know if you're trying to change the narrative of what you have going on
Yeah.
with how we view you, but then it's kind of hard to look at him in that way when he's trying to bring AC on the show.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Anthony.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
it's
agree.
giving. Martell is trying to be in his healing era, so he's trying to show that he's this and he's that. Everything
Mhm.
that he was before, that's something that's in the past. He's moving forward, just like he's trying to have this whole daddy image, and that's his branding, is
That's his
him being a
thing.
dad.
Yeah.
But the court had ordered him to therapy back in the summer and he never went.
He never went.
And I think after that blow up at the reunion, the network ordered him to therapy also to keep his job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
He
know
was
what
not
I
doing
think
it voluntarily.
what is given to me is the same thing that is giving from Destiny. They both are trying to, number one, like you guys said, change their image. Martell isn't going anywhere, unfortunately. He's done enough where he should have been gone, if you ask me. But try to change everyone's opinion, try to keep their jobs. That's Destiny. And this is what I don't understand when it comes to her. If she had watched her boss's YouTube videos, Carlos's, and it was said on those recaps, take it off the gram and put it on the cam. Why would you then go on a YouTube tour and still, it's not the gram, it's not Instagram, but it's the same thing?
Yeah.
Why? So, and let me I have Caramel Rail. Hey,
Hey,
girl.
Caramel.
Hi,
Hey,
Caramel.
What's
Caramel.
up, Miss Green?
Hi, how are
Drag
you?
'em up.
Thanks for joining us, girl. You crack me up. Do you hear me on a daily basis?
Drag him, Caramel. Drag him.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's my drag queen.
That's right.
Yes.
Exactly. Drag him, girl.
In the
I
morning,
appreciate it.
cracking
Thank
up.
you guys.
Yes. Well, what's going on? What's your thoughts, Relly?
Well, I don't really think that Martell is really taking it seriously taking it serious when it comes to any type of therapy. I think it's only for the cameras and for the show. I don't think he feels that there's anything wrong with him. And I think that he'll do whatever he has to do to keep a certain type of image for the viewers, because he's in image building mode right now. That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially after
Me too.
Carlos
Facts.
called him out at the reunion. So he's doing everything he can to fix his image, even if it means saying he's going to therapy when we all know he's not.
Thank you.
Right.
Is he
Right.
taking a leapfrog class to go get his builder's license?
Child.
No.
Can he get shock therapy?
Didn't he tell you on the reunion he was not gonna get his business license? He'd rather
Mm-hmm.
be at home with his children.
He
His
too
Well,
children
dumb.
is
maybe
too
he'll
Sugar
go to
close.
school
mama
with
gonna
Sugar
have her
Mama and
business
learn how to
license,
read
so he
from that.
do.
To be
See,
honest,
that's the problem with Martell. He's listening to the wrong people still. It didn't
exactly.
do well for you in your marriage. Why are you
Yeah.
still listening to Marcel? It doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
I get what
Mm-hmm.
Marcel was saying, but Martell doesn't own a business. So
Yeah.
he needs the builder's test because jumping from builder's license to builder's license hasn't worked out either.
That's
Cause he
true.
cause he too
That's
dumb to pass
Well,
it.
if he can't pass it,
He
he gotta
dumb.
latch on to
Can't pass
people
it.
that do.
yeah.
Then he
Do
needs
That's
you
to
why I
He
said
got
remember?
the
find a
open test.
leapfrog
skill
Come
that's
with
on
more
now.
Sugar Mama.
accommodating
Y'all
to
keep
him.
he gotta take
Leapfrog.
years.
Jesus.
Do
I'm
Yeah.
just
you
gonna
remember
say
that
Dumb.
scene with
One at a
Fred?
time, ladies and gents. One at a time. I'm sorry. Go
Do
ahead.
you remember that scene with Fred when he went to his office and Fred gave him the book with the highlighted answers and
Yes.
told him you need to get your own business license so you won't be dependent on anybody else? He said, well, my wife had them and you got them. I can work with
And
you.
I'm straight.
Fred, open that
Mm-hmm.
drawer, pulled out that book, open it up. You could see the highlights in the book. He even got a tutor on the shoulder pad.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
He
Martell's mind, in my opinion, is just everywhere. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to do the cookbook or whatever it was. The little pamphlet, the plane ride to Canada, the
Mhm.
calendar, and he's just throwing things out there and trying to see what sticks.
And in the
And it's
world of
just
Fred Sanford.
another right, and it's just another example of how Mel really had his back. I don't
Mm-hmm.
wish
Right.
I don't wish any what's the word I'm trying to I'm not harm.
ill will.
Ill will.
Right, ill will. I don't wish any ill will on him, and for his kids' sake, because he got a lot of them. I hope that he's able to do something and find something that will be
Mm-hmm.
successful. But as far as this therapy thing, just like Mel, any type of relationship, some people need grief counseling from deaths in the family and all of that. And the
Mm-hmm.
breakdown of that marriage was basically
Like
a
a
death. And he
yeah.
needed that therapy initially, right away.
Yeah.
And had he done that, he wouldn't be in the shape that he's in right now, if you ask me. So I'm not gonna say it's a little too late because that's never the case. But I just question if it's for the right reasons,
Right.
In
But
I
he's
really
going to
want
in the
court to
world.
take
Martell.
some kids. He should be, and I'm not talking about the baby, I'm talking about the mama.
Yeah.
Knox is the one he should be trying to get custody of,
Oh, for
but he
sure.
can't get no child support from Coleslaw.
Mhm.
So he's not worried about little Knox.
Yeah.
What were
Yeah.
Because
you
she
thinking,
is,
Anthony?
I was about to say I really want Martell to win and just get it right. But the
Yeah, get
thing
it
is,
right.
it's like no one wants. I don't want you to fail. I don't want anybody to fail. Okay.
Me either,
It's
and
just my thing is I want him to get himself together for his sake, but not only himself, but get himself together for those kids. But at
yeah.
the same time, stop abusing the mother of your children.
Right. Stop sitting
Exactly.
back
That's
waiting for
all.
her to fail. You know what I'm saying?
because
Exactly.
a
Well,
good
I'm willing to
father would
offer
not do
leapfrog,
his
Anthony, to
children's mother
Hotel.
like that.
It's like you have three beautiful daughters, right? Imagine someone coming to treat your daughters the way that you're treating
Exactly.
your
That's it right
female.
Exactly.
there. That's it.
Exactly.
That's it right there.
But have
He
y'all
would,
noticed we haven't heard anything from his mother in a long time?
We haven't heard anything from Mama
Is she
Hope.
still okay?
yeah, she
Well,
was spotted going in a beauty supply and it wasn't Madonna either.
yeah, Mama Hope's
Okay.
still fine.
Is she skinny or is she gaining weight?
Now you know she's still drinking at Sutter's
Right. She got
home.
her liquor. She all right. She
Wow.
got her
Marlene, the
liquor.
drinking, Marlene, the drinking machine
Allegedly.
somewhere
Put it
knocked
up
out.
on the bed.
Caramel.
Who said that? Was it anonymous child? Let me
Look,
confirm.
I am caring for his mother to make sure she doesn't eat that bacon and that food at Destin so hard because she was hungry. I'm concerned. I'm really concerned. Just let you know.
Can I say something? I heard Anthony say he really, and I hear a lot of people say that, they really want Martell to get better. They really want Martell to succeed. Martell needs to want himself to succeed, and that doesn't look like the issue. What his plan is, because what he's going around, you see him over here messing around with Sheree. How can you, like Miss Van say, if you're going to continue to inflict pain on someone and you expect for them to get well, he is the one that's going around. He needs, like someone said, he should have been in therapy once that marriage was over, like Mel did. But he refused to do that because he did not think he had an issue. He was blaming Mel for him going out cheating on this woman. And then when he started looking at his pocketbook and realized that his credit score was down, he couldn't get the luxury items that he was used to just so freely going to buy when he was with Mel. That's the only thing that put him back in check. But then now you got women running around talking about he's a good dad, and all of this. No one should tell him he's a good dad. Yeah. Because he's not. Because if he was such a good dad, then he wouldn't have went. It was so many different things, different moves that he could have made if he wanted to present himself as a good father. And he did not do that. And he's still not doing that. But he's still, and that's the problem with Martell. People are still wanting wanting something for him that he does not want for himself, which is to be a better man. And he had the audacity to tell Mel, when Mel said she just wanted him to be a better man, he said, he said, basically, I'm going to be a better husband to the next wife, but just not for you. I want to be a good man, just not for you. It doesn't matter who it's for. You should just want to be a good man. And then that would be across the board. But he doesn't see it that way. Everybody else is the problem. Right, him and his mama is the problem.
But Hannah, let me respond to Hannah real quick. Hannah, I think that when other people such as myself or Anthony want the best, or whoever else that may feel that way, that speaks to the character of the person that wants that. We can't control his actions and how he, but I don't wish that anyone just hit rock bottom and gutter and all of that. He needs it. He has beautiful kids with his ex-wife, and hopefully this will be something that will strengthen that. The marriage is over, but they will have to communicate for the rest of their lives when it comes to those kids. So, I'm not saying that people are wishing his downfall or things like that, but I don't see anything wrong when you wish the best for someone. You hope that they get themselves together.
Let me just reply this way. Let me say this, please, and just to let you all know, I'm not saying that no one should wish that he, wish the best for him, but above all, he needs to wish that, and he's not. So that's basically what I'm saying. We can wish it all day, but until he really gets himself into that situation, and we see him not, when he went and filed a custody for those against Melody for full custody, we see what kind of person he is. So that to me,
right? But how is Martel going to win when he's always wishing and hoping that his ex-wife fall? You're never going to win if you want to see somebody else fail. You're not going to win. When you play dirty, you don't win. So if Martel want to win, he needs to support his ex-wife and stop wishing for her downfall and stop wishing for her to fail, which is what he does on a regular.
Yeah, and I think we all agree on that. You know what I mean? Whatever he's doing towards Mel is not working. She's a boss. She's been bossing up since she left him. You know what I mean? So it's really a reflection on him.
Right.
He's getting the bad luck. He's getting the bad mojo for whatever he puts out.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Let me say one more thing. I'm sorry, Anthony, to just say this. He had ran around town asking people to unfollow Mel. If you're talking about, every time he get a chance, he try to make this woman look bad. He said it on the reunion stage that, basically, if she forgive you, she wants something from you. It's every time you turn around, he's trying to make this woman look bad. So I'm just gonna be honest.
There's nothing he could do to make her look bad. He make it
I'm just
bad.
trying, and he got destiny, but that goes to his character though.
For
Yeah, but
sure.
Hannah, you're talking. You're a therapist. You're talking about a personality disorder.
Yeah.
You're
Right.
talking about a person who has a view that is different than what normal, rational people will do.
There
Right.
you go.
Right.
And
So
that's
the only
why
way
he's
that you
not a
can
good.
get them to do things is
Yeah.
you have to have the courts or the police
Mm-hmm.
or things be mandatory, like his job requires him to do it.
Exactly.
And
If
that's
Martell's
Mel,
what,
problem.
you
Can
know,
I
I
say something,
was,
guys?
my thing was this, and I know, Anthony, you're going to speak. What I'm upset with Carlos is, why did it take him this long to get him in therapy? I don't need to have Melody get attacked at the reunion stage for you to know that he needed therapy. He should have had it after the Vegas trip.
Well,
You're too
Anonymous,
late.
you know why he
You're
didn't
too
have it
late.
after the
Now
Vegas
you
trip.
know that your job is on the line, because from what I believe, the upper is about to fire Carlos for having this hostile work environment. So now he needs to save his behind.
at this
But
point,
this is what
everybody's
I mean,
job
be
on the line.
proactive. Do
Yeah.
not wait
I
until
agree.
somebody's hurt, like Vanessa or Melody. You know he's having trouble. You get him in there to protect everybody.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's the case. According to Carlos's interview with DJ Richie Sky, there seems to be some type of calm that's going on when it comes to Mel and Martell. Was that DJ Richie Sky? Yeah, that was DJ Richie Sky, because I think DJ Richie Sky said that it's his hope that they can just be successful co-parents, and you know what I'm saying? And Carlos
Mm.
said, stay tuned.
He's too.
So maybe, you know
He's
what I'm
too,
saying?
he's too
Maybe,
jealous of Melody. He's too jealous of Melody. I
yeah.
don't think it's gonna work. He is
I don't
Well,
extremely
Mel
jealous of
did.
Melody.
Mel
Extremely.
did say you would be surprised who's friends this season and who's not. But
Mm-hmm.
Kimmy has peeped Destiny's Musty's game. She said, "You're not gonna get up here on Maurice like you got on Martell." That's why Kimmy came at her like she did at that reunion.
Mm.
I have to say, I don't think that Martell is jealous of Melody. I think he is angry at Melody for not
Mm-hmm.
continuing to accept that abuse that he had been dishing out all those years. How dare she leave him after he, quote unquote, made a mistake and, got this woman pregnant and now they have this baby together. I think he's still mad at her
But he's jealous
because
of
she's
her
not taking
sister.
that abuse.
I think it's
Martell
bullshit.
is
Martell is mad because he
absolutely. Can
has
I say
absolutely
something?
no. Go ahead.
Martell is absolutely jealous of Melody, and it
And
Thank
that's
you.
like
started back to
Thank
when
you.
he
season
first
one,
started
episode
dating her.
one.
Let me give y'all a quick walk
Go
down.
Go
ahead.
ahead,
He was
Caramel. Go ahead.
jealous of Melody when he met her. Y'all remember when he said that they met in college and he proposed to her right out of college. So
Mm-hmm.
you sat there and took that moment from her, from where she was supposed to be congratulated as a graduate, to sit there and propose to her, to take the attention off of her and put it on you,
Mm-hmm.
to say, this is what I'm doing.
Go
And
ahead.
that's always how he's done. He's wanted to be in the front and push her in the back when she was doing all the work.
Exactly.
And that's how some men can be. They're jealous of their woman and they don't want to see them be out in the front, because as a man, that makes them feel demasculated.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Go
If
ahead,
you
Caramel.
notice in
Go ahead.
season one, when they were going to those galas and Melody was getting those awards, one season, one award, he was sitting at the table with the kids and she was thanking people. And before she could finish, she said, she didn't even thank me. I should be up there with her.
Martell is definitely jealous of Melody. Bottom
Give me
line.
the list that Martell has. If Mel was to leave this show right now, she have Jay Bolin in the collection. She have the skincare collection. She
Hello.
have her music. She
Thank you.
producer's
Grandeur.
credit for the show. If it go
Grandeur.
to a streaming service, she still get royalties from it. Now, if
Mm-hmm.
we look at Martell, what does he have? Only thing he have is
They,
Coleslaw.
the
Nothing.
wine is not selling.
Coleslaw.
And not only that, he's
they,
trying to buy back into with on the Scots.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Melody
forget
also
about his
has her
children's
own
book.
production company.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
So
let
when
me
Ticket
she left,
Prime.
everything went with her.
Yeah, let me just say real quick in response to Kira Mill. I totally agree as far as that, as far as Martell being jealous for Mel.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it early on, season one, maybe by episode 3. And his
Mm-hmm.
actions showed that he was jealous of Mel, because who would ruin, number one, that, because he was trying to ruin her and
Yep.
it backfired. but he's shown traits of being jealous, which is really scary.
I'm with Caramel. She's right.
Yeah, really scary. And I agree. He couldn't uphold that image that he was portraying because that's all that it was, standing next to someone that was that powerful. And he knew that Mel knew what was going on behind the scenes. She knew she was the brain. She knew all of that. And he resented her for it.
Exactly.
Do you remember that episode when he told her she should be more like Thick Tom?
Sure do.
He wanted her to let him cheat in peace. He told her she should talk to some older women. And she told him, you should talk to some older men. He said, I did. She said, what did they tell you? And he told them to don't cheat with nobody they ain't got nothing to lose. He was talking about baby shark teeth. And the men were telling them, basically he told her the old men was telling them how to cheat and not get caught.
And he still didn't listen because look who he cheated with.
Let me
Well,
say good night to all of y'all.
told him at the first.
Oh, you're leaving us, Anthony?
Yeah, I'm about to get ready to go out to a bar. Y'all have a good night, okay?
Well, have a drink for me,
Anthony. Get that P Valley dance from Hotel.
Oh God.
Thank you again, Anthony, for the super chat. Thank you so
You're
much
welcome.
for joining me.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Good night, Anthony.
And
Can I say one more thing?
He never thought Melody would ever leave him. He said that on several episodes. I didn't think she would ever leave me.
Oh yeah,
I think his anger. I think Martell's anger comes from the fact that Melody divorced him, and when she did that, all the skeletons fell out because she was protecting him and his image and his lies. So when she divorced him, it opened up everything. It showed everybody that she was the one running everything because he was running around telling everybody he was the boss. He was doing this. He made her. So just by her filing for divorce, it exposed him for the liar that he was. And narcissistic men, people, period, don't like to be exposed.
Well, Caramel,
that is
I
his
got a
anger
question
towards
for you.
her, the fact that she exposed him in that way.
Yeah, Caramel, I got a question for you. I've said on other panels, the Silvas and even Chit Chats, I believe Martel or Hotel, who I called, wanted to conquer Melody when he met her.
Absolutely.
I don't think he loved her. I thought he saw her as a prized possession to make her one of many women in his pimp prostitute harems.
Right, because it was said that he was cheating whenever they were dating, when they were together.
I think
Melody
you're right.
said they
I think
almost
he
didn't
looked
make
at
it to
her.
their first anniversary because he was already acting up. So it was already starting back then.
Yeah.
I
And I blame a lot of that on Marlene because she thinks he do no wrong. She's kind of like Wanda, had a guilty conscience. The difference between her and Wanda, she was actually working 2 jobs, and his grandmother had to practically raise him. But she said on that Destin trip, when he would come to her with issues, she would tell him to suck it up.
Yeah.
So she was never there she didn't teach him. And now she feels guilty. So now the best she can do is say, you're a good man, son. You're a good son. Because she see the error in her ways instead of saying, I messed up with you, Martell. Don't do that with your children.
Yeah.
And he's still messed up. And see, that's the problem that I have with him. After Melody gave him another chance, he had the audacity to call this woman out of her name. He got onto social media and talked about her medical problem, her medical business that he had no business revealing. And then it's time after time he's done so much to embarrass her. And then he's trying to stick it to her in every way that he can when it comes to coleslaw. And he recruited her just to harass this woman. And he continued to allow her to harass this woman and don't say anything to that woman who always on the internet, well, she used to be always on the internet talking about she took this man with her eyes closed. You're talking about a woman that had this marriage, had been married to a man for 14 years, and he would not take the opportunity to stand up for his wife. And I have a problem with him. I just do not like that man. If he was to get it together, that would be great. But
I believe even if he told Slow Slop to stop, I don't think she would.
Thank you.
But what I'm
saying,
he
might be saying something to her because we don't see him.
I think some other people wanted to speak, y'all.
The only
here
thing
on
I'm
the family.
saying
Excuse
is this.
me.
If he had done it, whether she accepted, whether the girl went ahead on and continued, that's another scenario. He would have stepped in and say, "You need to stop talking about my ex-wife, stop talking about my wife," and she still did it. That doesn't take away the fact that he did it, and that
But
would have been.
he don't even be seen in the public communicating with her. So we don't know if he actually did that or not. I doubt he did it, but
And
we don't know.
No, I'm
He's
and
talking
I
out,
about in a
agree.
public
even
forum.
though him and Sheree don't have a real relationship, he's out with her on his arm. The
Yeah.
only time you saw him on video, I was slow slop. He was drunk. Had first time we had ever seen him with a beard trying to disguise himself. And he
Mm.
don't drink. He was drunk and she was all over his head. He
No,
never
I
takes
think
her out in the public. We don't see him with her.
no,
Yeah.
we saw him out with that girl because he thought Mel was in Jamaica with a man. That's the reason why he went on camera with that girl. But I also feel like he could have stopped her. What did she do? She took everything he told her and put it on the line. If
She
you
did.
you knock it out and stop telling her stuff, you stop her in her tracks. And he never did that. He purposely fed that girl information about his wife, whether it was true or false, and she did what she always do, got on live and started running her mouth. So if he truly wanted to stop her, he could have stopped telling her stuff.
He definitely could have, and we
Well,
know
she
that.
told stuff
Give me
on
one
him.
second, Aunt Nettie. And we know just recently that he shared more things with her. But my
Yeah.
thing is
Yeah.
this: you look at the outcome of all of the situations. No matter what he attempted to do, no matter what Coleslaw attempted to do, look at the outcome when it comes to Mel. That's
Exactly.
why I'm not.
Go
Exactly.
ahead, chit chat.
That's
Go ahead.
right. That's why I'm not as angry and
Me neither.
right, because look how God is showing them nothing you guys try to do works.
Works.
It's not gonna work.
And look
You
how
know what
For
I mean?
every demon, she get 5 blessings.
Period.
look
That
how
is true.
Coleslaw.
Let me say this though. That is true, but we don't know what he's doing to affect those kids. I see their faces. Yes, Melody is doing the best she can.
With
She
him.
is doing a great job, but he could have done a whole lot better as a father.
He could have. He definitely could have.
Just the things
Um,
he said to her alone makes him not a good father. Not
right.
counting he trying to take. He called their mother a garden tool on national TV. We gonna take out taking trying to take her to court. He has called that woman cheaters and everything on national TV. Those kids are gonna see that one day. That is not a good father.
Mm-hmm.
Martell is a user. Let me say this.
Go
Martell
ahead.
is a user. If y'all notice, he has a pattern. Everybody that Martell keeps close around him, he has some type of
Like
use for
Destiny.
them in some type of way. The Scots are the same
Exactly.
way. He used
Like
them
Destiny.
because he know that they don't like Melody and he don't like Melody. So
Exactly.
it gives him more power to have other people on his side that don't like
Mm-hmm.
her.
Go ahead,
And
Cameron.
the fact with Ariane is used to make Melody jealous
That's
and
it.
to
Right.
fulfill his sexual desires at the same
That's
time. And
it.
plus, he
Exactly.
scoped out the fact that she was weak and he could say whatever he wanted to her and she would do
There
it.
you
Exactly.
And
go.
that's who he keeps around him.
Go ahead.
Sheree
Mm-hmm.
is in his life to give him the lifestyle that he had with Melody. He don't love
That's
Sheree,
it.
but the fact that
That's
she has
it.
access to the things that he don't have access to on his own because of the
Exactly.
things that he had access to when he was with Melody, that is why he fools with Sheree.
Speak
Exactly.
it, Relly.
Go ahead.
Speak
Go
it.
ahead, bro. Go
All that.
ahead.
That is
Go
why
ahead.
All.
he fools with Sheree. He don't love her. He don't care about her, just like he don't care about Ariane. And
Thank
Mm-hmm.
He
you.
don't
Ariane
love
knows that. But
himself, first of all.
Ariane knows that Martell has access to what she wants, just like everybody else have access to what Martell wants. It's all
Mhm.
a game. It's a cycle.
Exactly.
They're
Yeah.
using each other. Just
Right.
like
But the
Martell
thing with
uses those
Ariana,
kids. He
mm-hmm.
knows that being around those kids are famous now.
Yep.
So every
Sure
Yeah.
time
is.
he's around those kids, he go get Ariane's kids, which Ariane now is trying to use the Eminem kids to make her son famous. That's all it
Mm-hmm.
is.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you
Thank
guys
you.
know that the baby has an Instagram page and it says Maverick Holt? And
Oh
Yeah.
no, ma'am.
when I saw it last night, it was 2 followers. One of them was Ariane. So is she confirming that the baby? And I don't want to talk about the baby, so we're gonna get
I ain't
on up
talking
off
about
of
it.
that. But yeah, is his name really Holt? But the thing,
Oh
real
God.
in response to what you just said, as far as Ariane, she may be using Martell, but she hasn't gotten anything. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
She
Thank
thought
you.
she was. She thought she was. In the beginning, she got a couple trinkets. That's all she got was trinkets.
Ariana wants
But
fame.
she's never right. She's
Yeah.
never
She ain't
gotten
Wants
never gonna
fame,
get
and
it.
she's gonna get that through Martell. He ain't got no
And
money. She already said
thank
he's
you.
broken
right.
famous. She
Thank
wants
you.
the
Look,
fame.
And
the
when
only
she
thing
did
that
that,
Ariana got from Martell is Instagram followers. That's
And
And
it.
baby,
King. And
no.
King.
and
Right,
that,
and Knox. The car that she got, gone. The house that
Gone.
they was living in, gone. So
Gone.
all of that is temporary. He never loved her.
Nope.
But I agree with you, Rail, as far as he can uphold that image that he feels like he is with Ariana. He can
Exactly.
call her a good mom because he's going to tell her, I don't want any men around my kids. She's not going to have any men around his kid.
You do whatever he say.
Even though he's been around her daughter. So make that make sense.
Exactly.
So that's the only reason why he held on to her for so long. He was intimidated by his own wife.
She make him look smart.
That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. So it's time for her dumb behind to wake up, which I never see. She still is holding on and wishing for an opportunity instead of making one herself. Because look, I'm against what she did, but I've always said side chicks has been around from the beginning of time and gonna be around until the end of time. And where she was dumb at, she didn't capitalize off of, even though it's bad, she didn't capitalize off of it. It's too late now. You told everything for free. So it is what it is.
yeah. When she went on that Tasha K interview, that was her moment to try and rehabilitate her whole image, and she just floundered that. And I think that she went on to that interview thinking that she was going to be able to do something to mold Martell the way she was trying to get him. He must have done something to be mad at her. He must have did something to make her mad, and she thought that was going to be her way of getting him to get back in line. But little did she know, she was dealing with a true narcissist.
Yeah,
but you can tell he programmed her before she even went on that interview. You can tell.
Yeah, he set that interview up for her. She didn't do that to get at him. She did it to get at Mel. And that's why she refused to even say, as a woman, I apologize. Tasha tried to get it out of her 2-3 times. She wouldn't do it.
And still to this day, she won't do it.
But she's intimidated by Mel. Because look at when Tasha said, let me call Melody. Look how uncomfortable she was. Now, she will talk crazy about Melody online, but she will not do that face-to-face. She wouldn't even be on the call.
She would never do it.
Go ahead.
And she's never gonna be on the show because them Scott women ain't gonna let her on don't want her on the show because they scared she gonna expose their husband.
That's it. That's all.
And let's say that Martell do want her to come on the show.
Hannah, give me 1 second. Let me read this comment. I meant to read it earlier because we're not even discussing Tisha's marriage. But hello, all you perfect people. I hope people take their own advice, and I hope the woman Tisha don't let people destroy her marriage. I hope she work hard to keep it and failed marriages. We agree.
Nobody wants her to leave her marriage.
I want her to improve her pH balance.
We didn't even a topic of conversation tonight, and we're not discussing, hey, what's good for the whatever. If she like it, I love it. But we agree.
Yeah, we hope Letitia and Marcel do keep. I mean, nobody wants a marriage to break up, and we haven't seen those side chicks come forward to try to tear up a marriage. But Martell did all of the tearing up. That he did all of that himself because he was the one that kept running back over there. But it was the after fact, after they got a divorce, this woman kept on trying to taunt Melody and just say Martell do want to get her on this show. The only reason he would be wanting to do that is to hurt Melody because he know Melody do not want to see this woman on her TV screen. She don't want to see her, period.
So I think he got two objectives, Hannah. He because now Melody done made him see at that reunion. He kind of cocked his head. He thinking when she asked him, how can you be friends with somebody that laugh at you because you can't get your builder's license and clown you every chance they get? He know if she get on there, she will expose the Scott brothers and he won't have to.
What right does she got to come on? What right does she have to come on Melody's show that she
don't have a right. I totally agree.
Right. She has no right to come on that show and try to sponge off Melody and lay on her back and eat off Melody.
Yeah.
Get your own show. Go to some show,
Zeus.
TikTok or some other show.
Martell would be perfect for Zeus.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
Go to
what
Zeus. Yeah, go to Zeus. Go to
right.
Zeus.
That's what I put in that video the other day. And I really don't think it's anything to get worked up about because she won't be on the show.
No,
Hasn't been thus
Carlos
far.
already told him she won't be on that show.
Right. So, but let me say this. Marilyn Johnson, is this you?
Yes.
Okay, guys, let's give Marilyn a chance to speak because she was here earlier and dropped down. Hey,
Hi,
Marilyn.
hi, panel. Hi, Chit Chat. I love your
Hello.
show,
Hello.
Chit Chat, and I
Thank
love your
you.
commentary and your voice is everything.
Oh, thank you so much.
I just wanted to say about Destiny. I think that Destiny, because she grew up with a drug addict mother, and she had to go into foster care. Many times, children like that form imaginary scenarios that
Mhm.
causes them to lie a lot, and she has carried it on into adulthood. And I think that's why she lies so much, because she started that in childhood. You
That's a
know what
good
I'm
point.
saying? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because she wasn't telling people her mother was a drug addict. You know what I'm saying? So she
Mhm.
invented stories. She created situations that were lies, and she just have carried it all through her life.
Yeah.
And that's
That's a good
probably how
point.
she fooled LeBarrett. You know,
Mm,
he probably didn't know who he was married to until he married her,
that's
because they
true.
had a long distance relationship, so she could be anybody that she wanted to be when she was in his presence. And then when he moved into the home with her, he actually got to see who she really was.
Very good point.
And that's probably why come he left her with a 3-week-old baby.
Mm,
You see
very
what I'm
good point.
saying?
I do.
But
I
she said that she went back into the marital home, and then they tried to reconcile.
Yeah.
Then she left. So the baby wasn't really 3 weeks old. That's another narrative she was running with.
But what I'm saying is this, baby, is that Destiny, you can kind of tell that she fabricates her life and
Mm-hmm.
who she is. And that probably started as childhood by having a mother that was on drugs. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
so now she carried it on through until she got to Huntsville when she was 15 and started living with her father. Okay. And that's probably how she did her explaining about her mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
She
That's a good.
fabricated situations about who her mother, and now that she's grown, she can tell the truth finally about that her mother was on drugs, but she go by it so fast. She don't
Yeah.
really explain nothing, like she don't explain nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like my mother was on drugs, and that's that. But I believe that's where she developed lying.
Mm.
You see what I'm
Very
saying?
good point. Simply Beautiful. Is this you backstage?
Yeah, it is.
All right. And to the 1,200 plus that's watching, thank you guys so much. Please feel free to drop down in the chat and please hit the like button. Now, my question, Marilyn, about that, well, not really a question, but I'm just wondering where was her father in the beginning stages? Why did she have to go into foster care?
And that's what I'm wondering too. I'm wondering if they were even married.
Hmm.
See what I'm
I
saying?
It's
I
like,
don't.
think
do
she
you not
said that
know?
once her father found out she was in foster care, that he came and got her. If
Right.
I
That's
heard
what
that
I'm saying. I
correct.
don't even think they
Okay.
were even
Well,
married.
she said in the interview he had to fight to get custody of her.
Okay. 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 Yeah, that's a very good point. Destiny seems to be, and I hate that she blames it on the Midwest because, like I said, I'm from the Midwest, but she seems to blame a lot on just being raised in Detroit or whatever. But she's a little rough around the edges. I mean, even in her interviews, she kept saying things like she wanted to pop off or she wanted to explode or her people were ready to put on their gym shoes and come and try to come up to Madani when they saw what was going on. It's like everything, it seems like there is no true conflict resolution. She wants to basically throw them paws. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
because
saying?
remember when Tiffany said name 3 states that she had lived in?
Mm-hmm.
When Tiffany said that at that table that day about, I forget the 3 states it was, Detroit was one of them, and that really pissed her off
With Tiffany. Yeah.
with Tiffany because Tiffany named the states all the
She said Huntsville, Alabama,
yeah,
Huntsville, Atlanta, or Detroit.
yeah, all those
Mm-hmm.
different states she have lived in.
But Destiny's issues come from Destiny has mama issues, hence the reason she has
Absolutely,
problems with
that's what
women.
I'm saying.
And
That's
there's no
exactly what
telling
I'm
what she
saying.
went through in these foster homes with the women that were there, that was
Yeah.
supposed to
Right.
be a mother figure to her. So
Yes.
anytime, if you notice when Destiny get into it with women, an example, Melody, she
Mm-hmm.
holds on to and she harbors things and she don't let it go because she
Mm-hmm.
has mama issues.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Absolutely.
why everybody that she get into, even with Tiffany, she still has that attitude towards somebody else, preferably women. She don't really have it for men, if you
For the
notice.
men.
She
Well,
Mm-hmm.
don't
she
have
say
that.
she
She don't
got
have
big
that energy
DE.
for the men. But anytime she get into it with a female, she holds
Absolutely.
on to it and she harbors it because she still has that anger towards her mom and what
Towards
her
her
mom did
mother.
not do for her.
That's exactly what I'm
Very good
saying.
That's why
point.
she
And
won't
see,
forgive
it's the
Melody
same
because
way
she's
with
holding. It's not
Martell.
even Melody. It's misdirected anger.
That's what it is.
It's the same way with Martell. He have daddy issues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's kind of how they bond.
Yeah. And Caramel,
He
that for what you said, that goes back to Mel's release party at Stormy's house. You
right.
know, the I need a village and you're not there. It was very needy. And with you saying that, I can see that. It's much she's trying to hold on to women because similar to Kenya Moore, I would
Mm-hmm.
say on Real
Yeah.
Housewives of Atlanta.
I
Same.
said, heck, she got a village. She hanging with the village idiot, Martell.
And Chit Chat, didn't you hear when she said that when she the friendship ended with Mel, it was like a divorce for her?
She did.
And
She
I was
did.
like, wow. A
Yeah,
div-
and she's still experiencing grief about that.
right. And
And
she is
out of,
still she
yeah, out
is
of male own
extremely
words,
hurt.
right? Out of male on words, they weren't friends for that long. So this is not a lifelong childhood friend, and you're experiencing or feeling all of this because we
But
ended our friendship of what 3-4 years.
but that's why she
Mommy
sat there and
issues.
cried on that episode when Mel came to the studio when Destiny was taking them pictures, and she kept asking Mel, "Are you sure that you want to end our friendship?" That girl sat there and cried on national television, and Melody was just looking at her like, "Really?"
Mm-hmm.
It was
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
deep for her because
Right.
emotionally
She said
she
it felt
becomes
like a
attached to
divorce.
other women because she didn't have that with her mother. That's what I'm telling you.
She
Yeah.
said it
Yeah.
felt
Yeah.
like a divorce. When she
She did.
said that, that was profound to me because I was like, oh my God, a divorce. I said, girl, you
But
really need to go
Destiny,
get some help.
I,
As
I just
far
want
as
to interject
Martell,
here and say thank you, Chitra, for having me up. I need to get down and take care of my little one, but
Oh,
I'm gonna
thank
listen in. But
you.
thank y'all for letting me be up here.
Thank
I just
you so
love this
much.
panel.
And please feel free to join me next time. Thank you so much.
I will. Y'all have a good night. I'm gonna still be in the chat, but thank y'all so much.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good one.
Good night.
because
Chit Chat.
honestly, I really do believe that Destiny really loved the friendship she had with Mel.
Oh
I
yeah.
think they both did.
And I think Mel, that's what I was going to say, and I think Mel did too.
Mm-hmm.
But see, when you betray a person that have been through what Mel has gone through, the biggest betrayal of her life was of her husband, what Martell did to her. So now, any signs of people betraying me, just like she said, I'm cutting you off
Yeah.
because I'm not going to feel this pain again. Mel has suffered. Her manager said no one even have any idea how this woman has been tormented
Mm-hmm.
for the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you imagine the man that betrayed you, your husband who you loved, betrayed you? But see, Martell is not dumb. He is, but he's not dumb as you think. Martell saw Mel as a ticket for him to get to where he wanted to go. and he couldn't go there without somebody like Mel.
Yeah.
But once she got him there, he couldn't appreciate. That's why he attached himself to Mel. That's why he was so adamant about proposing to her 9 months after he met her. Miss
Mhm.
Ann said it. She
But
said
I've
she
seen videos where Martell has taken credit for basically saying that he made Melody. I don't think Martell was fully aware of what Melody was really doing for him. And she probably didn't let him in on a lot of things because she's smart and it just everything comes to her so easy and he just don't get it. I don't think he really knew the ins and outs of how important the business side of Holt and Holt was, but Melody understood because I saw a video today. She was talking about taxes, how to create these, organizations. He looked like he was in a deer in a headlight. He just did not understand. He thought that that money was coming easy, and that's why he was just out there spending it the way he was, taking money from his family's house, going over there. And as far for Destiny, I think Destiny did like really enjoy Mel as a friend, but she became a double agent for Martell. Martell, when he ran around town talking about trying to make, trying to split, say you can't be my friend or if you Mel's friend. Basically, that's what he was doing. And she made a hard decision to take the Scots. And then another thing, I think she thought Mel was about to quit the show or something, or that Mel was out and the Scots was getting ready to get a spinoff. And then she joined forces with the Scots. And see, Mel said, once you cross me, I'm done. She can't just keep on going back to try to make friends with people who are now double agents running around talking about her, holding grudges against her for something that she said, but they were the one that said something and she against her and she replied to it, but they always magnify what she said and then minimize what they say.
Yeah, let me speak on the friendship part. I saw a chemistry, and I don't know if you guys did. And I think that they both enjoyed being each other's friends. It was evident, even with the episode that they showed this past season. There's just the chemistry that's there. But
I
what
agree.
Destiny does not realize is, just like you said, Marilyn, what Mel went through with Martell, this was after giving him chance after chance and trying to forgive him chance after, time after time. So now, and rightfully so, as she should, she has a wall up. You show me wrong, I'm done. And that's what Destiny don't see.
And
Destiny
you don't give her
like,
one chance to do it.
right, that's what I was gonna say. Destiny doesn't feel like what happened should be this extreme, but based off of what she went through, look, I tried to forgive you. You went back and did this, talking about Martell.
Mm-hmm.
I gave you another chance. You kept messing around. That went on for years. So she has a wall up as she should, and I don't blame her. She learned a hard lesson as
Yes.
far as trying to forgive,
Yes.
and she's not willing to do that, no matter who it is.
And right, and because Destiny didn't have that mother figure or whatever in her life, that should have made her grasp onto Mel even more. Not pull little tricks like going back telling Martell everything she's saying, saying she's not a good friend. This lady gave you $6,000 to
Yeah,
pay your utility bill. You turn around and say she's not a good friend. So how do you expect to keep friends?
I'm
yeah.
gonna tell you the truth. Just like how he exposed Mel Nika when she tried to come on there and make it seem like they had never been together, even though it was back when they were younger. I believe the same situation is with Destiny and Martell. I don't know if
Mhm.
Destiny is doing things with Martell now, but I do believe that she has had sexual relations with Martell.
A
And
lot of
Destiny, and Destiny's also another one who's jealous of Melody, who's jealous of her. You have to watch these people that are jealous of you and envious of you. She has to stay away from these people because they're all jealous and envious of what
yeah.
she have, and they don't, they're upset because she's blossoming and she's soaring to new heights. They
Mhm.
can't handle that, you know.
Yeah.
And
And
Cause
I
you
think
remember
that
when Miss Marlene told her, "He's not your husband."
yeah,
and
she sure
jealousy
did.
Yeah.
is cruel as the grave, as they say.
Miss Marlene used to date her father, so she
That's what
been
Destiny
knowing
said.
Destiny a long time.
Destiny's too
And
jealous.
I believe her and Martell did too. Used to have something.
Yeah.
That's why. And so when Miss Marlene said that, when she said to her, "He's not your husband," I thought to myself, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Too
Yeah.
jealous reality. Not gonna work.
If y'all remember on part 3 of the reunion, and y'all may have to go back and watch it because I don't ever miss nothing. And everybody that watch my lives, they know I don't miss nothing. Part 3 of the reunion, when Carlos asked Destiny, "Do you want to have your friendship, or would you like to be friends with Melody again?" Before she answered Carlos, she looked at Martell. Martell
Mm.
has reprogrammed Destiny, okay? Because there's
Mm.
no way that
This
she can have a
did?
love for somebody like she did with Melody, or for Melody rather, and then turn the way that she did. She has been talking to Martell and has allowed Martell to manipulate her and brainwash her against Melody. She looked right at Martell before she
Sure
answered
did.
yes or no when Carlos asked her, would
Wow.
she like to be friends again with Melody?
So is she the peasant?
Probably.
But
She
I
hangs
still,
around with Ariane. She hangs around with Sheree and everybody else that hangs with Martell, who he's
Yes, she
Yeah,
also
she's a
does.
manipulating.
peasant. She's one of the
Well,
peasants.
she
She's
did
being
say, now I
manipulated.
don't know if it's true or not, but who asked her? Somebody, giving you the tea. What's his name? Giving you
Get the real tea.
with the real tea. Yeah, he asked her on his interview yesterday if she's ever seen, hung out with any of that with coleslaw, and she said no,
She's a
never.
liar.
I
She
won't.
said, I don't believe it is really. I don't believe it either. I'm sorry, because of her closeness, as she's trying to say. Martell is like a brother and all of that, and we know how Martell is. If he brought you around Sheree just as quickly, what's the difference with coleslaw?
And
I
Well,
don't
Destiny
who
know.
arranged
love
LeBaric?
Melody. Period.
Who arranged LeBaric with Destiny? Was it Hotel?
No, I think
I
they met on
don't
their
know.
own.
But
Are we
did you
sure about that?
notice she
That's a
said
good question, Anonymous.
But LeBaric
some
knew Martell when they were in middle school, so it's possible that Martell hooked them up. It's
Mm,
possible.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
possible,
Mm-hmm.
but
did you all
And then
notice on one of Destiny interviews when they ask her about something, she say, "I'm about the only friend he got he ain't slept with."
she
I
did
don't
say
believe it.
that. She did say that.
We call her horizontal Destiny on this. Put my banner up.
And
Oh,
in response to Hannah and where he say he made her, I think he get that her manager said that he brought Melody to her and said that she was a star. I think he's taken that just that one little
yeah.
piece
As
that
if
he
he
took her
made her.
to Dawn, saying he made her.
No, he was just supporting his wife. That's it.
Yeah,
Right.
Let,
What
let me
support
add.
is it?
Let me
Right.
add. Drop the mic. Drop the mic. Is this you? Drop the
Yes,
mic. Is this you?
yes, it is. Hey,
All
panel.
right.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey,
Hi.
Chit Chat.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. Thanks for joining us.
Thank
You've been
you.
listening in. What's your thoughts? Drop the mic.
So I just wanted to say, you made a comment and you said, what's the difference with Destiny and Sheree and Ariane meeting and being around Sheree? I
Hmm.
can tell you the difference.
Well, I
The
know the difference
difference.
if it's coleslaw, but go ahead.
So I think the reason why she might have been telling the truth about not being around Coleslaw is because she's sleeping with him. He not gonna bring
Mhm.
her around. Um, you understand what I'm saying? Coleslaw would pick up on it immediately,
But she
and if
don't
he
Didn't
ain't
they
care.
have a
really
threesome?
no,
Ariane don't
if
care because she
She
said
don't
in
care who he
several of
sleep
her
with.
lives that she knows that Martell is with somebody
Yeah,
else.
she know
She
he be
said,
with
I
other
can
women.
call him
Yeah,
right now and I know he's with somebody else.
of
So she
course.
knows that he's with
She
other
know.
people. She don't
Yeah.
care. She's
She
yeah,
just
don't care.
happy to
but
be along for the
And
ride.
Stormy
She
didn't
don't
want to
care.
claim her either,
but
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 look
hold
what
on,
happened.
I think that she do care. That's why she be on there looking like the Lion King, acting a fool. She
Whoa.
says that she don't care to us, but I mean, she worked overtime to try to get this man broken up from his
It's been
wife,
10 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I would
and I
care if I
think
have a
because
pH balance that's out of whack. I would care.
Right,
So
but here's my other thing too with Sheree. She when she thought that he was like really doing the do with Sheree, she was acting a fool. Remember, she was coming on live and screaming
Yeah.
and hollering. That's when Gigi had to check her. So she tried
Yeah.
to pretend like she don't care, but trust me, y'all, she cares.
Well, what can she
Yeah.
do about it? What can she do about it?
I don't
Martell is
think it's
still pulling
anything she
out
could do,
nothing.
but I was just saying that that's what I think the difference is. Why he wouldn't have her around. He bring Destiny around Sheree, but I don't know. I mean, I still don't know if Sheree giving up. I don't know. So, for some reason, they don't ever do anything intimate, not even hold hands. He
Exactly.
don't even
Oh my
rub
God.
his hand around the small of her back.
Ooh,
Like there's
child.
nothing intimate. And so
Because
to
it's
me,
fake.
even if they was just having a romp in the hay for fun, just for fun, I don't even see that.
Nope.
See.
He
Well,
didn't
I'll
even
tell
kiss
you.
her
Let me
New
Let
tell
me
Year's
you
say,
this
Eve.
let me
about
say this
Coleslaw and
real quick, guys.
Martell.
Let me say this
I
real quick.
believe Martell and
Give me 1 second,
Coleslaw.
Marilyn. Marilyn,
Oh,
give me
I'm
one
sorry.
second. I just want to respond to drop the mic before I forget. What
Okay.
I think also that comes into play when it comes to Coleslaw, Martell is embarrassed by her. Coleslaw is beneath him. They're equal, if you ask me, but he
I
really
agree.
feels that way.
Exactly.
So he's not gonna take her to mama. He's not gonna take her to auntie's house. She's not over there on holiday. So I get what you're saying. I think that there's something there when it comes to him and Destiny, but he's not taking anybody to meet her. You know what I mean? He took her.
Exactly.
He
I
took her
agree.
to the
I
But
thought
rightful
you
place.
T,
Marlene met the peasant
do
He,
you
already.
he took
remember
her to
when
the
she
rightful
did that?
place, which was Atlanta, with the other side chicks. That's about
Right.
all she's gonna get.
Exactly. Because how can she really be upset when he was married when she met him?
Right.
So
So
how can you be
yeah,
upset if he's sleeping with some other woman when he's been doing that all along? She don't care. She got side chick
no.
behavior. So
but
But
she don't
Martell
you
care.
said
y'all
in
She
several,
cares
but
though,
remember
y'all.
Martell has
She
said
I mean,
before.
she might even care. She
Yes,
might.
she
You're correct.
cares.
she
She might
wants him to
care.
be her man. She does.
But
So
it's
she
She want to
absolutely
be
after
Miss
cares.
Hope.
look, 8 years later, it's 8 years, almost 10
Exactly. You
years.
gonna put in all that work if they don't care.
Ooh,
She definitely cares. She definitely thought she was gonna be the Miss Hope. She thought that.
yeah.
And even
Yes.
after this man has been divorced from his wife, he still has.
Mm-hmm.
So she
And
And
he
deserves
Exactly.
said
Ariane
he wasn't
knew.
gonna marry her on national TV.
But
yes,
Ariane knew she was not the only woman. Even Melody said
all
within the
alone.
marriage there were other women that
Thank
Martell
you.
was messing with.
Exactly.
Tell
Ariane
that
said
caramel.
in her interview on Tasha K's interview that there would be several weeks that they would go by that she wouldn't even speak to Martell. So he
Mhm,
would be doing his thing with other women. She was just waiting
mhm.
for him to get to her. She
Yep.
was never going to be married, and she knew that. But she was not
Exactly.
going to let him go because she knew who he was and what he had access to. Ariane had nothing. She didn't work.
Yeah.
Exactly. She has
She,
Yeah.
nothing.
like he said, she was a peasant. She had nothing, but she
Exactly.
knew
Mhm.
by messing with him, she could get where she wanted to go, which was to be
Exactly.
famous and be
Yeah.
like Melody.
Yeah.
But she knew
And
he had other
we
women.
have to take into account too that in Huntsville, that small town, Martell was the man. He's not now. He was the man. So that's what kept her intrigued as well. The girl been on a battle trying to get something that was never there because it was males. But
And
she
that's what
definitely
Ariane
want
was
him.
telling Gigi. She was telling Gigi the same thing. She was like, "Oh, he been with 25,000 women. I'm not the only one." So Gigi was like, "Exactly. He's been with other women. So why do you think you're so special
Right.
when he's been with
Mhm.
other women?" She said, "The poom poom ain't popping like that."
It wasn't popping.
But
No.
she's sending mixed messages because then you'll see her talk about, well, where he's going. I'll wait. It's
I
something
ain't
seriously
going
wrong
nowhere.
with
How
this.
long she been waiting though? That's the
Oh,
thing.
that's what I'm
Right.
saying.
How long
And
you been
but
waiting? That's the
it's
problem. You need to
but
stop
Pamela, I
waiting.
just want to tell y'all this, and I want y'all to listen to this very carefully. I've been following her ever since Funky Dineva exposed her.
Mm-hmm.
That's when she was still working at the club. And all that lie about she met him, her and Martell concocted that lie about a barbecue is bull. She was in the car with her friend. They was on live, and they was leaving the club, and she was telling her friend about Martell and Mel. Mel and Martell was the real estate power couple of Huntsville. Nobody in Huntsville that was black could not say they did not know who the hosts were. She knew who the hosts were. And she was telling her friend how she was gonna, if she ever meet him, she was gonna make him her cat daddy. She talked about their house. She talked about the cars they drive. She talked about how Mel dressed. And I was listening to her, her friend was just laughing. She was like, "Girl, talking about you ain't never gonna get to." She said, "Oh yeah, I'll get to meet him." And guess who introduced her to Martel?
Marcel.
Thank you. So she knew he was married, and she envied their life, and she wanted Mel's life.
That's what it was from day
But
one.
her
From
sister was
day,
also messing with Marceau, and I'm gonna say allegedly, but she put it out there. Ariane did. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, from day one, she wanted Mel's life.
That's
She
why nobody
idolized
believed
her.
her when she said she didn't
Stevie
know he was
Wonder, you see
married.
that?
That's why nobody believed her when she said that she didn't know Martel was married. She knew.
Oh,
She
she
knew
knew,
from day
right?
one.
But
Absolutely, she did.
Martell said he told her he was married the day he
That
met
night.
her.
he
He
did,
said
and he said he had his ring on. So she
He had
and
his
he
knew.
ring
had
on.
his
Thank
ring
you.
on.
Thank
He
you.
said, I never took my ring off.
And
She knew.
Martel never took his ring off.
Look,
And
I
she
never
was
see him with his
calling
ring off.
Martell a cat daddy then.
yeah, before that girl even went outside to get in the car with Martell that night, she knew. Everybody in that party knew, or barbecue, wherever they were, that Martell was married. So I'm sure a girlfriend said, "Girl, he married, but he got money." I mean, we know the game.
Mm-hmm.
That girl
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
knew from the jump.
It's a small town. Everybody know everybody. Come on now.
Yes,
That's
yes,
when people talking about she was in her 20s. I don't want to hear that. I knew not to
Please.
mess with a married man in my 20s. And if I
Exactly.
decided to go do it, I did it because I wanted to, not because I didn't know no better.
yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So yeah, she fell for the oldest trick in the book, and I have no pity for her because
Uh,
of what you just said. She knew from the beginning, and it's a beautiful outcome, if you ask me.
Yeah,
They
because
got a
she
date,
knew Marceau and Maurice, she said, used to come into the club all the time where she worked.
right? Well,
And
yeah,
she
the little college club or
and
whatever.
she said her and Marceau were actually real cool. She said
Yeah.
and they brought Martell in there with them one night. She told the whole story. That's why I said, why would she go on Tasha K and tell this big lie, this story they concocted
but she wanted to
about
destroy their marriage. That's
about
Mm-hmm.
why
Because
she
that's
about
the
went on there.
same story that Martell told.
Yeah,
Martell repeated that same
But
story
that's
that
what
he
I'm
met.
saying. Why would her and Martell concoct this story when that girl did it before any
well,
of
see,
this?
people wasn't following her then in Maryland. She wasn't that popular.
Yeah.
Mhm. And I'll tell you why they both said it, because that's a way to point back at Mel.
Yeah.
Mel said, "Well, go get you a girlfriend then." And he said, "And I went out that night and got me one." So it all points back to Mel.
He was
He
supposed to
looked
go to that
good.
barbecue with me and wouldn't
And if
go.
Melody tell him to
Right.
jump in the river, he gonna do it? That's how
Right.
dumb he
They
is.
think that it looks good, but it doesn't. It
No.
does not matter. You were still married, and your dumb behind, I wanted to cuss, should know if she say something like that sarcastically, then that's what it was. That
He
don't
knew
mean,
it
hey,
was sarcastic.
yeah, he knew that. He knew that.
Hence the reason I keep saying if Marceau was helping Martell cheat with Ariane, why does Tisha not believe that Marceau is cheating on her?
She
Yeah.
know he
Who
cheating
knows?
I
real.
Who
don't I don't
knows?
understand why she think that he just had a picture in his phone and that's just it. Why she talking about she did research and she found out that nothing happened and he didn't sleep with nobody. Like really?
Exactly.
Yeah.
First
Well,
of
look,
all, you
if
couldn't
I'm married,
heart like that 14 years ago. That girl know that man is cheating. He gonna let her cheat in
right,
peace.
really.
She go just say it.
I would have
I
took
just
that.
want him to stop disrespecting you and making you look like an idiot on national TV.
I seen
Mhm.
that picture on that phone. I would have cracked that phone upside his head. I'm telling you right now.
Marceau and Tisha and Kimmy and Maurice already had made a pact before this show started. We will not be bringing our marital issues on
Right. And
and
that's
our
No.
that's what I
infidelity
think that it
issues
is. Mm-hmm.
on here because we will not get the backlash that Mel and Martell have gotten.
Right.
So we
But
gonna
Yeah,
what
the
play
they
this role.
Yeah, people don't have a problem with that. They have a problem with her trying saying someone tried to destroy her marriage and blaming someone. Because when you look at it, Ariane was also said that Marcel was dating her friend. She told me, oh, if y'all, I got a good body. If y'all see her, y'all really gonna say something. Then she was putting Marcel, and then Miss Wanda also knew. Miss Wanda did a whole video cursing Coleslaw out, basically saying Coleslaw need to close her mouth, her you know what, and everything else when she said she hurt Letitia's feeling if she let the cat out of the bag about them linebackers. So
Yeah.
Well,
But we
and
already knew. But
I'm sorry. Go
we
ahead.
already knew that Marceau was cheating because if you go back to season 1, remember when they were at the cabin trip? And you remember they were all sitting at the table, and Letitia was, the only one kept trying to repeat over and over how she didn't go through that. But everybody faced, if you go back to that particular episode, the production crew pins the camera on everybody's face at the table, and they were all looking like, "Stop lying, girl. You know
Even
Marcel been
Marceau.
cheating. Stop lying." So that episode right there told it because every last one of them were looking like, he cheating. You
Even
know it.
Marceau was looking like, I didn't cheat.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
was
So
here's
just
my
the
about to say that. Look
here's,
at the reunion when Carlos mentioned about the pictures in the phone, and Tisha was doing all the talking, and Marcel was sitting there staring at the floor. He wouldn't say nothing.
it was a
And look
dead
at the reaction
play.
Martell gave, because that's who got the bones. He know where
Oh
all the
yeah.
bones are buried.
And that's
Oh
why come Martell said it.
and
yeah.
you
We
know,
all know, we all have secrets about each other, but we'll never tell them.
Right.
but
They
but
know.
you know who else knows all the secrets? Carlos.
Oh,
Carlos.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
This entire reunion episode, they Carlos called himself trying to expose people, and they were turning around and they were exposing him. But see, Carlos, what the things that we seen that we know we should have saw, he pulled those out. Like the 3 times that they were exposing Carlos, they didn't reveal that.
Because
But
Mel checked
Carlos,
him
but
real good.
Carlos, but Carlos made it a point to call out Martel. See, Carlos King is the main. Carlos King is the main one. Carlos King puts the battery in all these people back,
Well, that's
and
why.
he sits on that stage, and as good as he made us believe how he was going to protect Mel. You were along with those castmates, and you were belittling her as well because you carry some type of envy in your heart and what this lady has done because you're quick to downgrade her to upgrade on Tisha, where Tisha is nothing. I'm not trying to take that away from Tisha, but girl, you don't have a career. You stay at home with your kids. Stop it.
Well, if anyone believes that this show has been going on for 4 years, that Martell hasn't spilled what he knows to Carlos, that was done early on.
Oh yeah.
Martell knows. Number two, Marceau is not going to go around paying for things for Martell for a coleslaw, getting a car fixed, buying roses on his credit card, and all of that had he not been doing the same thing. So even
Exactly.
earlier videos of people, for instance, Funky Dineva, I know he just said it the other day, but he said it early on as well. And it's really the same thing that Mel said. So I don't get why people are in an uproar saying that what Mel was trying to destroy their marriage. And what Mel said, the same thing Funky Dineva said, same thing that we've been saying, same thing that everybody been saying. Can't
What
no one destroy their marriage? Tisha has decided to stay with her husband. That's her business.
But
But
y'all
we
remember
all
when Martell said that if Tisha knew the things that Marcel was doing, that she would cry and it would break her heart. If you
Yep.
notice, every time Martell fall out with the Scotts, he always very quickly run back and be friends with them again because it's a lot of stuff that Martell know about Marcel. And
That's
Marcel
what
is
it
not
is.
about to not be friends with him because even though Martell is divorced now, he don't care what get out. Because
Yeah,
Mel ain't with him no more. But Marceau got a lot to hide. And it was said that he's paying women to keep their mouth shut that he's messing with. So, and
Oh,
Martell knows about this mess,
You know what? I
just
don't
like he
understand.
know about Maurice. And I don't sleep on Maurice.
Oh
okay.
no.
Everybody
Oh
like to look
no.
over the fact that Maurice is so quiet. When he said on national television that he had a threesome, I already knew what it was.
Yeah. You know what the
Do-
difference is that I think that Marceau and this is just my opinion, Marceau and Maurice basically cheated with people that had something to lose. Martell
Absolutely.
That's
didn't.
exactly
You
what
know,
Marcel told
people right.
Martell.
Women don't want to be known as side chicks.
Nope.
Period. Nobody is gonna blast that to the world. They're gonna play their part, they're gonna get their money, they're gonna send them home, and it is what it is. So that's what I think. I think that yes,
That's
I think they
exactly
both
what it
cheated.
is.
Just like I think that was Marceau in that room, in that hotel room with his back
that
out.
was
And
that
That
Tisha
was
know
wide
it too.
back.
Marcel.
It looked just like him to me.
Tisha know it too.
How many
Do you
wives you know?
remember that scene when after Martell said about the 20 women's and Tisha was crying and asked Marceau, is it true what Marcel said about the 20 women's? He looked her dead in her face and said, I'm not gonna answer that.
Right,
That
but
would
Yeah,
have been answer enough for me.
right, but how many wives to be okay with their man going to Africa for a month and not
girl.
take them and their kids? No
Yeah,
wife would be okay with that. And she didn't
First of
leave
all,
him
you
because
can't just jump up and go to Africa on the spur of the moment.
thank you. And
yeah,
his stuff would have been shipped to Africa for that
honey.
month.
But
Because
y'all
you know,
just see in the comments that Black Titanic said that every time she go out to the
Titanic.
hospital that she see Miss Marlene mopping the floor. It's so sad.
Oh,
Martell,
I'm not trying to laugh.
that
I'm just saying.
Martell messed up so much. I mean, it just
Yeah.
didn't affect him. It just affect, like Melody said, it affected everybody that had come together to join a family for so. But he was so selfish. He was only thinking about himself.
Look,
That's why she
Martell
was
His
changed.
crying when
mama
Martell
mopping
told her.
floors.
That's why Miss Marlene was crying when Martell told her that he got Ariane pregnant. She broke down, started crying on TV.
Yeah.
Cause she
She
knew
knew
she
her
was about to
money
be like
train was
Miss Sophia, baby, on Color Purple when the white people got her, honey. She already knew.
Yeah,
she
Martell
knew the
She was about
money
to
changed
be
the
train was
mopping and
whole.
cut
doing
off.
And she don't
everything
like
else.
coleslaw. She don't like my tell mother can't stand coleslaw. She hate her.
They did. He
Martell
did.
changed the whole trajectory of this whole show.
Girl,
Period.
girl,
All
she
because
called
of his action.
Ariana called Martell's mother BITCH.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure
Hmm.
did.
Talk about her mother like a dog. Talk about her like a
But did
dog.
you see that video he did? And Knox was crying. And Marlena told him, he ain't gonna be hitting on me. I'll whoop that
Yeah.
double AZZ. She
Yeah,
don't play that with that boy. But he acts totally different when he with Martell than he do when he with her.
He
He
does.
does.
mm-hmm,
But if she don't
mm-hmm.
stop him from hitting and doing all of that in 10 years,
He be
he'll be
eating some
smacking. He'll be
food,
smacking some
even if
woman
it
around.
is McDonald's. He
Right.
not eating popsicles and candy all day.
And if she don't stop him from hitting her, then 10 years from now, he'll be smacking up some woman or
Yeah,
hitting
But
on
that's
you
some
know
the
woman
what?
problem,
straight
guys.
up.
Destiny's baby do the same thing when he's with her, and he looked like he could be Knox's brother.
I know you
Who?
got to pull a ponytail out.
Destiny's little
Destiny.
boy.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
He
Yeah.
beats her up every time she have him.
Hmm.
If she put him
Yeah.
on camera, he is fighting her,
Yeah.
pulling on her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every
Mm-hmm.
single time. I've seen
Yeah.
him on camera with her.
If he don't stop
But
it,
when he with his daddy, he's not like that because his daddy have him 90% of the time. Destiny has visitation. She won't tell it, but that's what it is. He has full custody and she has visitation.
I believe it. I believe
And
it.
if you go on the Barry's site, you can see it because he got pictures of him and his son doing everything.
He sure
Yep.
does.
And she always have him up in the house putting desks together
I think
for
she gets to
make
get him
believe
every other
partnership.
weekend or something like that, but she
What
don't
y'all
have that.
think happened with that? That Power Realty or whatever. That
She
fell
working with
through.
the Scots now.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, I feel
working
like
for
here.
Tisha.
She working with a Tisha.
Which
Yeah,
is
Mm-hmm.
I
another
think what
storyline
happened
to
is,
actually.
yeah, I'm sorry. I think what happened is that she misled them into thinking that she had her license, and
And
someone revealed it that she did not get those license renewed until the 31st, I think, of December, but she had
Mm-hmm.
already advertised. And it takes money. If I'm going to start a business with you, you want me to put in all of my money, and you ain't got no money to put in? No,
And you
that's
ain't
the
got
same
no
thing.
license.
I think that's what happened to Fred too with Martel. But Destiny got her real estate license
She got
now.
that license right after
But she
Mel
may
got
not
hers.
have the money to go into
If you
it.
read those
One
licenses,
at a time, one at
Right
a
after Mel
time.
got hers. She
Is
got
this
her
you
it,
here,
license.
Mel? Here,
but
Mel?
her license
Yes, I got
actually
kicked
read
off.
like
I'm
a
sorry.
leasing license.
No, she says no. They were correct. The license were correct. That she has a real estate license. So that's what. But I don't know what she was doing at the Power Real Estate office. But what I'm saying is something definitely went wrong. And she also got mad at Melody when her Melody's friend decided not to do business with her. She blamed Melody, and that lady said no, it was not Melody. It was just something that Destiny that she decided that was best for her and her business. But Destiny made it seem like Melody told the girl, "No, I don't want to do business. Don't do business with her." People not going to do business with her, but Tisha going to learn the hard way because Destiny is not going to come up with no capital. Just like she didn't pay them people allegedly that worked for her, and that lady said she had to go out and buy supplies for that store, and then she didn't never get reimbursed for it. And then
Destiny
no.
not no she not no business owner because she had two multi-million-dollar women in that
In that
Madani's,
store.
and she didn't even work the store. She didn't work it. She
That
didn't
could have
supposed to
brought
work that store. You got
everything out.
you supposed to have food, drinks, supposed to have AC, everything.
Gift bags.
Gift back.
Gift bags. She did not know how to work the room. She's not no
Mm-mm.
businesswoman. Because I got
And
two
she should have had merchandise.
right. I
Yeah.
got two multi-million-dollar women in my store. I'm working that room.
Girl,
You
I'm
want
telling you.
caviar? You want seafood? What would you like? I would have every food that they can name.
But you
Right.
AC,
heard what
everything.
she said. Y'all
Give me
finna
one
get me.
second. Give me
You heard
one
what she
second. Give me
said. Y'all
one
finna get
second.
me kicked out of here
Marilyn, give me
before I
one
even get
second.
in here.
Can you hear me, Marilyn? Give me
What?
one second. Sharon, backstage, Sharon.
Yes. Hello. Hi, everybody.
Hi, thanks for
Thank
joining me. And give me one second, ladies. To the 1,200 plus that's watching, thank you guys so much for joining me. Please feel free to drop down in the chat and please also hit the like button. All right, ladies, thank you.
Y'all heard what she said. Y'all finna get me kicked out before I even get in here.
Who said that?
Destiny.
Oh,
When Mel and Miss Wanda had that at Madonna. Yeah, that's exactly what she said. Y'all finna get me kicked out before I even get in here.
That's
yeah.
why she's an epic failure. That's
And
why she's an epic failure. That's the bottom
oh,
line.
okay. I thought you was already in there.
Mhm. And Sharon, what's your thoughts on the discussion tonight?
Well, my thoughts. I met a woman at. I live in Pennsylvania, and
Mhm.
actually, I was interested in going in real estate, and I asked a lady who was in real estate, and she would tell me there, and she would tell me, the trends and everything. But she said it costs money to keep your license, and then you pay a fee, to renew your license and everything.
Yeah, you do have to
So
go for
so
research.
when her license went to expire, she said you supposed to go back, you supposed to renew your license before it expired. And what she probably did was told the people that she had her license, and she know how to do it because she did for a couple of years. So she gave a good talk. Then the people, went in and probably tagged the people at the company and let them know and show them that her license expired.
That's a good
That's
point.
what that's what happened because there's no way nothing happened because you supposed to have your license with you.
Yeah, you definitely have to have recertification. I just found that it was odd that here they are setting up the office. She got the baby with her, putting together desk, and it fell through so quickly.
Yeah, because the people tagged the company and and someone must have photocopy that she didn't have a license through the state.
Now that part, I do think sometimes people go a little bit too much, but I get.
Yeah, but that what happened
That's
though.
something they would do beforehand,
Mm-hmm.
because they had photo shoots and everything, official
Mm-hmm.
stuff on
Yeah.
the website, and so they didn't do their due diligence as far as finding out what's what.
Yeah.
But
They trusted her and she lied to them. That's probably what it is. Because she lied, they can't trust her now.
Yeah.
So they had to sever the ties right now. They had to cut their losses at the beginning, because if she lied about that, what else would she lie about? Yeah.
Which was a good idea. Or
And
three.
they probably knew her from doing real estate before, so they would believe she was still an agent.
Yeah.
Like we say, Huntsville is a small town.
Very small.
The other thing for Martell going to therapy, again, on TV only.
Right.
And I know I watch too many movies and too many based on true stories. But the female therapist, I'd rather him have a male therapist, because the man could always sleep with the therapist and say anything in court. So I want to look at that more. I would, I think that'd be more on TV. That's it. I don't think he's gonna do anything deeper in that. And I think that again, Melody is only 30-some years old, and the rest of the people are 40+ years old. And I do think, and I said it before, that Tisha is looking at Mel at the age that she used to be at, and looking at where she had looking where she's at now. And that's happened and that does happen to Black women. I used to be in the military, and I heard this happen when the girls who come in the military and versus the women who've been in the military like 10 years. And the military change, always changing. So what 10 years ago they have strict rules, and then the time we get in, the young girls get in, the rules have changed. So maybe when they got in, it's more stricter. Over the years they loosen up the rules, and that's why I think that Tisha will judge a Melody, because Tisha probably was in the same boat with Melody was. She knew her man cheated. I knew that from day one that man cheated, cheated, and I think that Tisha stayed in it, and I do believe that Tisha and Marcel have an open marriage. I do believe they do.
Carlos told Tisha at the reunion. He said, "I believe Marcel cheated." Did y'all catch that?
No,
I didn't catch it. But
Go back and look at it. Right before they start, he say, "All that talk swirling, I believe there's something to it."
But yeah, he did say that part. But I learned from my teacher. She said females are not going to tell you everything in their marriage, because they don't want you to gloat what's going on in their marriage. And when she was someone did season 1, how she said, I don't know how that feels to be cheated on, all that stuff. You knew darn well right there on the spot that she caught him, and she told a big fat lie. And the only thing she did was shifted the viewpoint to Melody, so that everybody could leave that alone for him cheating. So she kept it up for 4 years.
My thing about that is, and I'm sorry, Cheryl, is this you backstage? Cheryl Howard? Cheryl?
Yes.
Okay, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I'm here.
What was I about to say? Oh, my thing about that is I hate the way everyone is trying to blame the breaking up Tisha's marriage on Mel. Now, Mel did say her fair share of things. Tisha said it first, but the initial person, Martell, is the one that said it. So if you're gonna blame anybody, blame him. They're not gonna blame Martell because they know Martell knows the truth. Just like when they were at the reunion, when I think Mel was pregnant, when she had the straight blonde bob, and Carlos asked Marceau if he cheated on that season. That was season 2, I believe. He said no. Martell smirked, looked at him. Mel smirked, looked at him. Marceau didn't do anything. So it's not that people want to break up her marriage. Look, if this girl want to stay, so be it. If she don't want to hear it, so be it. But don't sit there and act like you're an angel, or act like you guys didn't experience anything, and then come out years later and talk about the pictures and the phones and everything else. So what, you're going to come out 2-3 more years and say, oh yeah, this did happen? Enough is enough. They're married. Mel's divorced, and people need to let it go. What I didn't like about Funky Dineva, you're talking about stuff that happened season 1, season 2. Mel hasn't said anything else about their marriage. She can care less. So that's what I don't like, that people are bringing this to the forefront now like it's a current conversation, and it's not.
And
That's
one other thing, Funky didn't even know that he heard that tape that Coleslaw made when she said Ariana. No, that was true about Alonda and Marceau. It wasn't just Mel and Martell. It was Coleslaw and other people reporting the same thing, but they always wanted to point it right back at Mel. That's the problem that I had with the issue.
The only person who can destroy their marriage is her baby shark teeth having husband.
And her mother-in-law, her mother, Wanda.
Well, if her
That's it.
husband didn't do it, it wouldn't be nothing to destroy.
And a real black man, I'm being honest with you, you accuse a man cheat on his wife, he gonna step forward. He gonna go off on you, and then that's all. And then one good time, that's all you're gonna have. And I know that for a fact.
Well,
that man
going off, y'all saw him now, season 1, that same reunion that you were just talking about, Chit Chat, when Marceau pulled Tisha aside and he was so pissed off and fussing at her and telling her, if you would just shut your mouth. I think he forgot that he was still mic'd up because everybody could still hear what he was telling her. He was talking to her like she was a child and telling her to shut her mouth because she was arguing with Martell, and it was like it was triggering because he knew that Martell was getting pissed off and Martell at any moment could spill something.
Exactly.
So he shut up and pipe down because you about to piss him off, because y'all know when you piss Martell off, he start talking.
Look, that's why he's kept the peace this long. Anytime that they almost come to blows at the relaunching, and that night he made sure to make up with Martell, he's never gonna let Martell simmer in anger. Never.
Well, you know, Carlos, that same reunion rail, Carlos asked Martell, did he know anything? And he said, yeah. He said, will you tell it? He said, it depends on how Tisha act. And he told her to shut the F up. And Maurice told him, don't talk to her like that.
That was on what, Nettie? That was on the reunion first season? Okay, because I'm rewatching.
It seems
no,
like
that was the first reunion.
Okay, season 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seemed like the dirty little secret's going to come out anyway. It's already out that he went to Africa with somebody. It's already out that he was the one in the hotel room. It's already out that he had the sex parties. So a lot of this stuff is coming out.
Why would your husband go get a vasectomy?
I mean, allegedly. Yes, allegedly.
Without you all discussing it. Your husband just
number one there. Yeah. The vasectomy, that's to make sure nobody gets pregnant.
Exactly.
You know,
Martell had a running account at the clinic. And him and Maurice say, we're not going to get caught up like that. And Sederic. Yeah. And they all went and got vasectomies.
Yep.
And then also Marceau, who keep feeding into the adultery and affairs and all that kind of stuff. But you notice that once this came out, the camera and the phone and everything, do you hear anything else gossip going on about him cheating? Because Marceau was the one who put it out there.
Yeah,
I do think Marceau went got a little another account, and he wouldn't want putting the rumors out there, because after that last reunion, you hear no more rumors.
Well, Wanda put it out there in an interview when she said when MJ was born, Marceau wasn't coming home because she was staying with Thick Tom because it was a new baby. And baby Sharpsy wasn't coming home to 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
And she said he was working 7 days a week. Caramel, is this you? Caramel?
Yes, I got kicked out again. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, no problem. Yeah, Daddy Wanda did say that. And she said, and now come on now, who working 7 days a week, 20, 22 hours a day? Come on.
He was working.
But do y'all remember when Carlos asked them about the back picture on this last reunion? They both in sync say that was not his back. But so that was, it sure looked like it, but it, to me anyway, I don't know.
Do you notice that when Wanda showed Thick Tongue that picture, her face told us that was his back?
It did.
But she never denied. But she never denied that it wasn't his back either. She never did answer the question
She
when her
did at
mama
the
said it.
reunion. She,
If
Yeah,
yeah,
at the
she didn't
reunion
think
she
it was
said it
his
wasn't.
back, why would she run over there to Black sitting in the car waiting on him?
yeah.
Right.
No, I'm
Then
saying
when
at the
Now, wait,
reunion.
she answered
let me
him, she
acknowledge this.
answered him sitting in that car when she started crying. When he was
Let me
when she went over
acknowledge
there
this
and asked him.
super
That's what
chat.
that was the answer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let me acknowledge this super chat. I can't. Can you guys see who gave it to me? I see it at the top. Oh, here we go. Let me read this message, guys. I'm sorry. Mel never tried to destroy the Scott's marriage. Mel only wanted Tisha to check for her own husband's after dark activities and mind her business. I agree. Thank you, Jeanette Stewart. And that's what Mel told her. Maybe you need to go up to the bar or, basically find out for yourself. Mel did not start off just trying to tell Tisha. Tisha actually asked Mel, do you know
And
And
she
what?
Tisha already,
wanted Mel to say Martell was lying.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
see,
Well,
but see, Tisha already knew way before they met Mel that they had a marriage problem and they were going through that already. So Mel didn't know all that stuff till her men got caught. Till she found out about Martell, and Martell said it was because he hanging out with the Scots. Now
Caramel,
my question was, why did Tish and Kimmy, who did know, but later on found out about it, and neither one of those females went and told my Melody?
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
Because
Caramel,
those
didn't you
Scots,
play a video on your? I think I'm subscribed to you as well. You played a interview, not an interview, but where they were mic'd. And remember, Tisha was crying to Marcel coming home at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, she sure was.
Wow.
He sure was. And she called, he was at a bar and she called and asked him where he was. He wouldn't tell her. He sounded real irritated that she was calling him. And she said, "Babe," I gotta say it like him. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta say it like her. She said, "Babe, where are you?" He said, "It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Where are you?"
I
He said,
can't
"Tisha,
stand
he
you.
said,
I
Tisha,
cannot.
Tisha, I'm out having a
Oh,
drink. What do you
damn.
want?" That's what he said. "I'm out having a drink. What do you want?" She said, "But it's
Mm.
3 o'clock in the morning. When you coming home, Martho?"
that's all. Oh, Carmel, you bad.
"When you coming home, Martho?" And he said, "Tisha, I'm out having a drink. What do you want?" He was real irritated that she called him.
Wow. Now, wait, this was on the show?
This was on a phone call that was released.
Oh,
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Girl.
And
What,
you gotta remember when
when did you put that video up, Caramel, so I can go back and watch it? Do you remember?
I have to go back through my videos and pluck it out. But yeah,
Okay.
it's a video.
Okay.
And if y'all saw on the show too, when she was talking to her friend, I want to say season 3, when she was sitting on the bed crying.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
season
Said
yeah.
that
two.
Marcel said he felt so all alone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And she said that
Mm-mm-mm.
when your husband start feeling like he's alone, that's about when they start to cheat.
But
Mm.
she even said on that same episode, sitting on that bed crying, that she felt like he was doing something and he might be seeing somebody. She said it then. But then you keep
Uh-huh.
saying you don't think he's cheating.
Well, when
Why
they
we
went
got to
to
find
Well,
out at the
Houston,
look, if
reunion
you
that you
do a
finding pictures?
video with his mistress and your husband's in the back of your head talking about doing his hands like call me
yes,
to the
ma'am.
yeah, that's all I needed to know. That they weren't lying about
Mm-hmm.
Alonda. You
When
set
they
up
went to
there.
Houston and she had all them roses on the bed when he got there, and he looked at her and told her, "This a business trip." I'm
He
looking at her
did.
vacation time is fine time. That be the good time.
And speaking of that, guys, how do you guys feel about what Kyra said on Anthony? Did you guys see that interview?
I
Oh
believe
yes,
every
yeah,
bit
I
of
saw
it.
that.
I believe it too. And the way that Tisha treated her was absolutely ridiculous, if you
It
ask.
sure was.
She said the producers had to apologize to her for that.
Yes. And they also tried to set her up though, because she said that she just so happened to be in Vegas when they were in Vegas, and they wanted her to basically come by the house to shoot a scene, and she refused it. That was a setup. And she
Yeah.
didn't want to be involved in that. She said she never looked at Marceau and that Wade, nothing. They was just there to support another show that just so happened to be on OWN, and they made this big storyline. But Tisha called a little girl, or I forgot the exact words she said.
Uh-huh.
And that just
Look
shows
her up
how
and down.
Yeah.
look, women are not insecure for no reason. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that means that that man has given her every reason to be insecure. So
But that was before the show even started. When he worked at the movie theater, he got fired for being inappropriate with another woman there.
Yeah.
Right.
So that started way before they even got on the show. Tisha already knew this mess before the show. But they, like you said, they had already made up in their mind they were not going to disclose that on TV. They wanted to be this perfect couple. So when Mel and Martell's situation blew up, they were really in defend mode. They didn't want nobody to know what was going on with them. But why we got to find out at the reunion that it's been pictures and all this other stuff going on? Why was that not shown in the season?
Because Kiki popped up on the scene.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
No, it was because Carlos made a pact with them because Marcel said he didn't want to do the show no more, and Carlos agreed to not talk about it and let them focus on their business. And they thought that was going to be season after season. But Carlos got on the hot seat, so he ended up having to out them on an interview that he did with Letitia and Marcel, and let them know right then and there. Let the audience know what actually happened, and then that's why it made sense that they weren't talking about it.
It also made sense why Tisha keeps saying Mel was trying to mess her marriage up, because she knew she had that deal in the back pocket.
And she also knew when she kept saying "bring me proof" that she couldn't mention Yolanda's name on the show, because she had told them if they mentioned her name on the show, she was sue.
But see, you got to remember when Marcel got a restraining order against Martel,
called the police.
Now, this is what they said was after the reunion, the first reunion, Martel sent Tisha the picture of him and a girl in a car, and Tisha got it and ran to Marcel, and Marcel went to the police department and said that, remember on the set, they're going back and forth on the set. So he used that to get the restraining order.
Well, she said
Tisha said it was a picture. She said that Martell sent her a text message saying that it was that he had messed with for 4 years and had bought her a matching Mercedes. But he actually sent a picture too. Wow,
yeah, that's Yolanda.
He said picture of him, Marcel, and a girl in a car, and to show her evidence. That's why Marcel went to the police department, but he used the incident at the reunion to get the restraining order.
But let me ask you this now: when they were at the reunion, she said Tisha sat there and said, "Well, I've never had any pictures." Because when Carlos asked her, "Do you believe it?" she said, "No, because I've never seen any pictures."
Martel, Martel didn't send any pictures. Martel sent her a text saying that Marcel was cheating, but he never.
That's what she said. But I heard too that the picture was a picture in the text.
Yeah, it was a picture in there. That's what set Tisha off after after the first reunion, and when they came back on there, they were still that's how we found out about the restraining order. But that's why, as I say, it was like, okay, restraining order. Now looking back on things a couple years ago, I was like, wait a minute. So I heard he did have a picture and a text, and that's why Marcel went to the police department saying that he threatened me on the set, and that's what he got restraining order for. But really, he did that so to warn Martell, check yourself,
When Tisha said on that stage to Martell, were you there? And he said, yeah, I was. You see, Martell did not deny. He said right there, and then Martell said, he said, yeah, I was there.
And she asked Martell if he had proof. He said, yeah. She said, do you have pictures or do you have proof? Something like that. And he said, yeah. And then it was said, if it depends on how Tisha keeps acting, that he would send whatever he was going to send to her.
Asked him, was he there? And he said, yes, I was.
Yes, and then she said, "Do you got proof?" And he said, "Yes." And somebody must have asked him like did he have like images or something, and he said depending on how Tisha acts,
That's right. I remember
he
that.
said then I would.
That's when Baby Shark told her to shut the F up.
Right. And see, my issue was that very next season when Tisha popped up at Mel's event is why would you pop up knowing that your husband put a restraining order against Martell? Why are you
That's
even at the event? To me, that made Tisha look like a simp because I wouldn't show up anywhere where my husband has put a restraining order on a castmate. Why would I show up there alone and then act as if I'm oblivious to what's going on and I'm there to support you? You know, that's not the facts. Why would you
that's
show
why
up
Mel had
there?
her escorted out.
Yeah.
And
Martel told her
then
not to go,
then
and that's
T
what he told her. Well, I told you not to go.
then Tisha was like, the last reunion, she said, well, Melody and Martell and the other woman, they told their story. And Tisha said, well, no one came to me and no woman came out. And in my head, I was saying, Tisha would be quiet with saying that because there are women will come to your house and do some stuff to you. And then also they will come into in front of your children. So, she was playing with fire.
Wait a minute, Sharon. What happened now? What?
Look at the last reunion, right? She was saying that Martell and Melody and the other woman, they all came out and tell their story, right? And she said, well, she claiming that no woman came out and told and say I slept with Marcel. And in my head, I was like, Tisha, be careful when you were saying that on TV because the women will come out and they'll come to your house and then induce you, or they come when Tisha have her daughter birthday parties and she videotape them. They will come to your daughter birthday party, embarrass you. So she's being smart, and I know she's being a smart on TV, but she need to be careful what she say.
Yeah, well, I think, and somebody else put in the that was Kay Hayes. I don't think he sent a picture of the woman. It wouldn't even be a basis for the argument that she keeps saying. I've never seen receipts. I've never seen receipts. No, so I don't. I agree with Kay Hayes. I don't think that Martell sent the picture. I do remember them breaking it down as far as the text that he sent. And as far as Alonda, they sort of got to her first, in a
Yeah.
sense, after she was approached to come out and say something.
And they the one, yeah. And when she's saying, well, someone paying fine.
Marcel and Tisha met up with her, or they did their little
Yeah.
video, or whatever the case may be. The fact
But
that
she did see a picture, Chit Chat.
Mhm.
Anytime you see a nude in your husband's phone,
Yeah,
that's a
no, I'm
picture.
talking about from Martell. I get
Oh.
that. Yeah, no, I'm talking
But
about.
she did
Martell.
say, I never seen pictures of anything.
Right, I know that, but we were speaking in general as far as people saying that Martell sent her a picture. I've never heard that. I've never, like I said, they did discuss what Martell sent Tisha, and it was a text message basically saying that Marceau was cheating. Whether it happened, I don't know. I've never heard it until tonight. And I wouldn't be shocked if he did. Again, Tisha and everybody, but Tisha, I think Tisha even knows. Everybody knows.
Yeah, I know.
And she's decided to stay with her husband.
Yeah.
So,
Which is fine.
Well, Tisha
It's
can walk
fine,
in
and
on.
that's what, because
She can walk
I
in.
think she'd fare better if she just come out and say, well, yeah, Martell have cheated, but we have built a family and I'm not going to leave him.
Right.
She can
That's
walk,
And just be done.
she can
But
walk
she-
in on Marceau and doing something, and she still won't leave him. It won't matter.
Yeah, nothing wrong. She do not want to be seen to do that. That's all it is. And I do believe that Marceau, I do believe that Tish saying they're paying her $5,000, $10,000. I said, no, you gotta pay her $5,000, $10,000 to say what to do that. That's what you did. That's your guilt. Cause you remember on Married to Medicine and Quad and her husband, and they paid that girl. Cause Quad, do you remember that one? Quad husband went out with his guy friend at a restaurant, and this time when him and Quad was not getting along, his friends
Yeah.
said, "Hey, pick that girl up," and he did. And they went to the hotel, and he paid for the room. While he went into the room, he knew it was the wrong thing to do. So he told the girl she could stay over, she could stay. He already paid for the room, and he left. And, he told Quad got home what happened. And Quad, the girl went downstairs to see who the guy was, and that's how she found out he was on TV. And Quad and her husband gave her like what $16,000. So be quiet about it. But Quad came out and told anyone at the reunion.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I don't remember the exact dollar amount or whatever.
I think we're not much. I think a little. I don't know, like that much money.
Go back and look at the Alonda video. The Alonda video. Whenever Tisha and Marcel was on there with Alonda, when they was trying to get her to answer all these questions, you could tell it was first. Look at the end of the video. Whenever Marcel mouthed in motion for Alonda to call him.
That's
What did she need to call him for?
What?
Yep.
What did she need to call him for? Tisha was sitting in front of him, so she didn't see it.
That's why I said right behind Tisha's head.
He was sitting behind Tisha, and he mouthed at the end of the interview to Alonda to call him, and he put his finger up to his ear, motioning for her to call him.
Exactly.
Sure did.
So you could tell the questions were rehearsed, that they already talked about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And here's another
there was an arrangement to where it was certain stuff she was not gonna say, and you just followed the script. You could tell
she was paid off. Right, she was paid off before that. Tisha may not have known it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I said. Tisha didn't look at company books. Where happened to that $5,000, $10,000 come from?
Right. I agree with you. Relly said people should rewatch. A lot was missed. Even I found stuff I missed the first time. I agree. And I'm just on episode 2, but it's interesting. Kimmy started off as the biggest hater against Mel.
Yeah,
I guess rightfully so, as far as what went on with their business or whatever. I'm not gonna say rightfully so, but they had their reasons. Right? They had business going in, but yeah, I'm gonna rewatch everything because just based off of memory, there's a lot of things that we probably missed, and now that we're all talking about it daily and making videos and all of that, I'm definitely interested in going back and see.
Let me make another observation about Kimmy when Carlos talked about the parties at Credit One. And she said, well, most of the time it was just me. Well, she said it was just men that's place to hang out for them. Okay, but then when you think about it, that's what they were thinking was going on when they were going to those Atlanta, when they were going on to the guys trips. When they came to Atlanta, Coleslaw shows up, and then Coleslaw said there's other women that showed up too. So if Kimmy and Letitia don't think that was odd, or think that Martell was the only one, like Mel said, Letitia thinks Martell is the only man in the universe that cheats. Basically saying, girl, you must be out of your mind. If they hanging out with Martell, chances are something going on. And that's why Melody also said, y'all still letting y'all husband hang out with Martell in Atlanta? Y'all must be out of y'all mind.
But Kimmy already said at the reunion something about Maurice staying out till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Hence the reason she got to be out here getting an emotional support dog.
She said that's what she didn't want them to talk about.
This is what people need to realize. They see what's went on. They see what went on with Mel and Martell. The public backlash.
I said they don't want the backlash.
So they're not going to talk about it.
And that's why Alonda wouldn't come forward, because she has a business in Huntsville. She has.
Give me 1 second, Marilyn. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Drop the mic. Are you still here?
Yes, I just don't want to, I just get in where I fit in.
Okay, yeah, because I need everybody to participate because we got a couple people in the chat that wants to join. So we got a full house at 10.
Oh, I can drop.
Okay, let me say this chit chat and I'll drop out.
Chit chat. This is Caramel. I'll drop down, okay?
Oh, Caramel,
I'll drop down too.
No, Caramel, you stay. Let me say one thing and I'll drop off.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Caramel, don't go.
Okay.
No,
Chit chat, I'm gonna drop down. I'm up here.
Don't go, Caramel.
Chit
Who's
Chat.
I'm
that?
still here.
That's why I
Okay.
was
Thank
on
you for
mute,
letting
y'all.
me share, lady. Chit
Okay.
Chat. Thank you
Yes.
But
for
when
letting me
Kimmy
share.
said
I'm gonna
at the
drop down,
reunion
sweetie.
about the sex parties,
Okay, Miriam.
she gave it away when she said most of the time it was only men. So that meant the other part of the time there were women.
Say that again.
When Carlos asked about the sex parties at Credit One, Kimmy said, I had an office upstairs. And she said, Martell, Cedric, Baby Shark Teeth, and Vanilla Ice Cream were down there drinking and smoking and listening to music. When Carlos came back with her and said, I'm a gay man, and I'm going to tell you, no straight men are sitting there listening to Beyonce Renaissance. She say,
Mm-hmm.
most of the time,
Oh,
it
did
was
she?
only men. She didn't say there were only men. She said most of the time. Then
She's
Baby Shark Teeth came back and say, and I wasn't there all the time. She said, but you were there.
She definitely said that to Marcel.
So if
Wow.
you
See how
say
you were
most of the
listening?
time, that's saying well, the other parts of the time, there were women there. I mean, that's what I got out of it.
Well, my question, I mean, not question, but my thing about that was, how did she know so much? Because she came out and said that they weren't even dating. So, how would you know? What would make you be so intrigued that you're not even dating this guy, but you seem to know who was there, what time they came, what time they left, if there was
Mm.
men there, women there? How would you know?
But see,
So,
I
I'm
think because
confused about
Kimmy
her
lying
whole
about that.
timeline
yeah,
because
that didn't make sense.
remember she said
Y-
she was following Vanilla Ice Cream on Instagram and found out he was a barber, and Mark's ex-wife Patricia told her, and she started taking Jalen there to get his haircut.
Yeah,
Well, if you had an office above him, you wouldn't have had to
Right.
do all of that.
that's true too.
Yeah. That's why I was gonna say Kimmy have told several tall tales, allegedly, when it comes to how her and Maurice have hooked up and got together. And I think that that's why Tisha, with her evil self, brung Kiowa on that show.
Mhm.
When she brung her on, because she was call herself, she was upset with Kimmy because Kimmy was still being friends with Mel, and she felt like Kimmy should be siding with her and really shouldn't be talking to Mel or being friends with her. So she brought Kiowa on, and not only did she bring her on, she started asking her questions like, so do you think that if Kimmy wouldn't have came in the picture, you and Maurice could have worked it out? Like, she was really being kind of low down with that whole situation. So I tend to think that Kimmy, there may have been a little overlapping in the relationships that, she doesn't want to cop to, and Tisha tried to call her out on it.
Yeah, it seems that way. And even
Hmm.
when they brought that up when they were in the pool in Vegas, talking about if she was a side chick or not, Martell, wasn't he the one that said, well, Marceau is the one that said it?
Yep.
Mhm.
And then
Yep.
the other cuckoo brother, he said it. Naturally, again, most side chicks don't want to be known as side chicks. So I think Kimmy is just
Hmm.
sticking, to her grounds that she wasn't a side chick, but it's not adding up.
But
No, the
Maurice
math
never
ain't mathing.
defends her.
Yeah, the
He
math
ne-
ain't math.
I
Maurice
already
never
done a
defends
live. This
her
is
when they
Kimmy.
come at her for being a side
No,
chick. But
he
he
I
did.
have
always
already
jumped
done
to
a live.
Tisha's defense.
Kimmy's office above Credit One, she had already moved her office. She had already left there since 2012.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Since
you.
2012, she's been gone there. So how would you know what is going on there and who is coming in and out of there?
Thank
Oh,
you,
Okay.
Caramel. Thank
Exactly.
you,
Because
Caramel. Thank you.
So Derek already got caught because a girl already put him on blast and gave the address and everything to Credit One, saying that she was
Ooh,
invited there by Derek.
Ooh, child.
mm,
ooh,
Okay.
there
And
you
child.
I'll say
go.
allegedly to be cute, but
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
so that is the hookup spot. Kimmy wasn't even there. Her office has
Hmm.
not been above Credit One since 2012. So how would
Mm,
she know
How
that?
would she know? Exactly.
that is so true. And look at Kay Hayes's comment, and I agree with this. She didn't know. That's why she jumped in to answer before he could. Kimmy not trying to let Maurice slip up and say the wrong thing, you would think Kimmy is the attorney.
Exactly.
Because she
That
definitely
part.
comes in and paints that narrative right. She did the same thing with the Atlanta boys trip. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, because they started
that's
off that next season with her asking. She was like, "Oh, we gonna get this out in the open, like right now. We are going to where you're in Atlanta with the linebackers. I don't know if y'all remember, but they like started off the season with that when Marceau put that picture out, bussing Maurice out that he was in Atlanta with them while he sat up there on that stage and lied through his big teeth, saying, "Well, I wasn't. No, I've never been around him when he's been with the side chick." That was a lie. And Maurice, that's why it was kind of, I chuckle because Marceau and Maurice, even though they're brothers and they protect each other, they also throw each other under the bus any
Yep.
chance that they get.
Hmm.
Y'all notice that? Like, why? What would have been the point in you posting that picture when you know your brother sat up there and said that he had not been in this woman's company because he was trying to save face, and you post the picture to let it be known you was in Atlanta with us when that girl came, and it started, and Kimmy tried to get ahead of that like immediately when that season started.
Hmm.
Well, he had to post that picture because Ariane had already put it on her live that Maurice was there and that
Yep.
she took the picture.
Sure did.
Ariane took that picture where all of them was in it.
Yep.
So
she
he
did
had to do that because
exactly.
Ariane was spilling tea on her IG about that Atlanta trip and about Maurice. She named them all. Maurice, Martell.
Messing with
And
the
she said that each
linebackers.
one of them
Yeah,
had women with them. And she asked Martell, who are these women? Because I know their wives. This is not their wives. Who are these women that they with?
yeah, she
So
sure
she had
did.
already blasted them and put that on blast that Maurice and Marceau and Martell was there. She was
Mm-hmm.
naming names. So that was their way of trying to get ahead of the lie and try to, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
Sugarcoat it so that we would know that something was really going on.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
She
Kimmy
was
So
spilling
refused.
why
tea
did Kimmy
that
get
she had
so
to sign a
mad?
clause to be quiet because she was messing up storylines for the show.
Yeah. Yep. And let me ask
Wow.
Anonymous. Anonymous, is this you?
Yes, it is. How
All
are you
right, all
guys?
right.
Hey, Anonymous.
Yeah.
Hey, I
You know
wanted to
what?
come
That
back
makes a
because I
lot
had
of
some
sense
questions for
too.
Caramel Rail, honey, and
Yeah, but I was
Tisha.
gonna say that makes a lot of sense because you know there is no way in the world that Marceau is gonna bust his own brother out. So you know that that had to be planned.
He
It's
didn't
no
have a
way he
choice.
would
He
have
had to say
threw that
something because
picture.
Ariane was talking.
Right.
Oh, okay. Because I could not. I was like, but then why did she get so mad with him at the table and was like, "Well, what about if we talk about you having another child or something like she? I don't know. Like when they had, remember they had the dinner to discuss it, and they kind of got into a little back and forth, Kimmy and Marceau, because he was laughing about it like it was a joke or something like that. Do y'all remember that?
Mm-mm.
When they
Where
was
where
all
It
at
was
was
the
the
that?
same
table.
episode. It was the same episode, and they all went and had dinner at somebody's house. That's the first
Micah's,
time
you
I
mean
ever
Micah's
seen that
house,
other.
the overweight level
Yes,
heavy?
exactly. That the other legs, hips, and breasts.
Oh God.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, they had dinner at his house and they were talking about, and she was basically like, "Well, why'd you do that? Why'd you put that picture out?" And he was like laughing about it. She was like, "It's not funny." And then she was like, "Okay, so what if I talk about something?" And she said something about a baby. And they all was just looking simple. So I was just wondering why she had so much vitriol if they were under the understanding that they knew like they had to get ahead of it because Coleslaw was talking, then why did they even bring it up?
Storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's true. That's true.
And Kimmy don't want to believe that Maurice is a cheater anyway. She don't want to believe it because in that episode when she was sitting, when her and Mel met up at the restaurant, and and they were sitting down, and Mel was like, "You sure you okay with him hanging around with Martell? Him going out with Martell?"
Mm-hmm. I remember
And
that.
you remember that, yeah. And then he's like,
They
"Oh no,
trying
I
to
just
use that scene against our girl too.
yeah,
They trying to use that against her.
yeah." And then Kimmy in her confessional says, "Oh, Mel got cheated on, so she thinks all men cheat. She thinks all men cheat, but all men don't cheat, Mel. So she don't want
Mm-hmm.
to believe Maurice is a cheater anyway. She don't want to believe it. She's not going to believe it, no matter what. You know, they all kind of
He
got like
knows
side. They
Maurice
got
is cheating, but she's so far invested in. She's done paid for him to go to college. She's done put up a lot of money. She's done added him to her deed to her house. She is fully invested, just like Tisha. They are so deep into they're not going to spill tea, and they're not going to throw their husbands under the bus, because then it's a loss for them as well. They're not able and strong enough to break away like Melody did, because Melody was already getting her stuff together before she got rid of Martell.
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly.
She did it perfectly, if you ask me.
And she also kept her independence.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
Tisha is
mad at
never
Kimmy.
leaving
Kimmy should have
Marshall.
at least worked part-time as a nurse. When she stopped that, I think Maurice was able to completely have her codependent on him.
Yeah, and he kept pushing that too, because she was really hesitant about, she wanted to work. She kept saying it.
Ain't no man
And
gonna make me move.
Well, if Maurice knew about small businesses and being an entrepreneur, the first 3 to 5 years is you get losses. So you need to have income to cover it. So that's why I didn't understand why he had Kimmy at least quit working nursing, because she could have done that part-time and stayed afloat.
I don't understand why Kimmy would let him make her leave her job.
Well, I thought, did you remember? I know Karen Morrell at Chit Chat, Martell was asking Maurice when she would stop being a nurse too. So I'm trying to think, maybe the women that they messed with would come to the clinic, and that's why they were scared. Allegedly.
God.
Now, anonymous.
Ain't no man gonna tell me.
See, Karen Morrell, I have a banner. Everything Anonymous said is allegedly. I helped the line that Chit
You need me. I gotta stay prepared.
Don't worry. I'm trying to filter too, because y'all know I'm real raw. I'm trying to be filtered too.
Well, you gotta say everything Karen Morrell does is a rag, but it's allegedly. That's what you need to say.
Yeah, but do you guys think that it was a setup though for him to get her to stop working, or do you think that he felt like he could handle things and he wanted her to get more into the real estate aspect of things?
I think he's a bum. I think he just wants to control her.
Yeah, it's definitely
just like Martell.
Yeah, I think it's a control thing. I mean, because Kimmy was super independent as a nurse, super independent, and she clearly was making bank. She put 2 whole grown men through college with no debt. Okay, like Kimmy was killing the game, and it's so weird, but these men be like low key jealous of their wives. It's like you wanted a powerful woman, but then in the same breath, you low key, it's like, oh well, come on and do real estate with me. But if real estate ain't where she making her coin, why would you make her stop where it's guaranteed coin? I don't get that.
Well, and Credit One isn't closed due to the sex party, so why we ain't working anyway? So that's what I don't understand what's going on. Allegedly.
You know how much money nurses make? Come on,
that's what I said. That and he could have had her insurance.
He wouldn't have made.
She would have detected the cancer early.
Right.
So I don't understand why he had her quit everything, because if he knows business, I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. The first 3 to 5 years, you're doing losses. So you need income to stay afloat. And that nursing job would have helped her get that income to keep afloat.
Yeah, and she wasn't just a regular registered nurse. Kimmy had a big time position.
Yeah, she was administrator. She was in administration. Yeah. So that's why I said she could have worked 9 to 5 and set her hours. And usually all he's doing is do a hobby. That's why I don't understand. There's something about these 10 LLC businesses that all had to close after the Holtz got divorced by Maurice, or MLK the Third. That's who I call him. Something happened.
You can tell Kimmy is not 100% happy with Maurice. You could just tell. Go back and look at the clip when they were with Dr. Francis and they had that one-on-one with Dr. Francis. Kimmy is so frustrated with Maurice because he's childish as hell.
Yeah.
Maurice is very childish. He don't take Kimmy seriously, and he don't listen to her. And I think by her being older than him, she feels like she's babysitting him.
Right.
He don't listen to her and how she feels. He just don't value her opinion in anything. And that's what all the Scott brothers. They dictate to their women versus listen to them. That's why Tisha is the way she is. Yeah. And Maurice is slowly breaking Kimmy down to being another Tisha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
She already
obvious.
That's
there.
why she's so miserable. You
She
know,
already
when you're
there.
miserable like that, when you're unhappy, you become susceptible to sickness and illness. Your immune system is down. Stress can cause your immune system to break down and things to happen as well. And like you said, like you could just see the difference. Like season one, Kimmy spoke her mind, said what she had to say. And I mean, it looks like she might be getting a little bit of that back. I kind of seen glimpses of that
Yes.
from
At the
her
end,
at the reunion.
yes.
Like, because I don't know if y'all checked this, but when he made that little dumb comment under his breath, well, I'm guilty,
Exactly.
she was acting stanka danka dank dank
Exactly.
to him from that point forward. She started snapping on everybody on the stage. She was
Yep.
snapping on everyone. And when he tried to like scoot next to her,
She scooted
she
over.
scooted
I
away,
saw
like,
that.
get
I
away
saw
from
that.
me.
I saw that.
You
I
know
saw
what?
Yeah,
that.
she was tight.
Right. It's probably what she's dealing with as well. But I totally agree. The earlier seasons, it was a different Kimmy. I wasn't 100% there. You know, I didn't have anything against her, but I respected her for still standing her ground, speaking her mind. I think what changed that is when she admitted that if Tisha wasn't married to Marceau and they wasn't sister-in-laws because of that, she wouldn't even be her friend. I think after Kimmy said that, they all had a big powwow, a sit down, and that's when we saw the change. Beginning of this season or whatever season we in. But I agree at this reunion, I think she's back to being no nonsense. She has something drastic to happen to her, and hopefully she'll find her voice again because it was a big difference. She was sitting there like a little kid and all of that, bae, I'm sorry, bae, or treating him like he was a child or something. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully she will change.
But he's
I know.
been breaking her down ever since. Y'all remember the episode when all the couples went to some little mountain trip when they rented that house and they were all there?
Oh, I think
And
I
she
remember.
and Maurice was sitting
Yeah.
out on that patio, and that's when he told her he wanted to bring Kyle down and pay for
Yeah.
the house and
Yeah.
all. He was breaking her down then because she sat out there
Mm-hmm.
crying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He
I
was
remember
making
that.
her feel like then that she did not matter and that she just had
I
to
Yeah.
go along
remember
with
that.
whatever he wanted.
Mm-hmm. He sure did.
That was so sad. That really like that kind of like that broke my heart because it was almost like, and then he really didn't, he just got up and walked in the house and she was just like, you don't even know what first of all, you idiot, you're not making any money, but you up here offering to pay somebody's rent, two grown
Exactly.
able-bodied people for however long so you can have your son down here, when I clearly just told you that I have spent the last however many years raising my own son and that how happy I was to be an empty nester, be just about done with raising kids. And here you go. Wow. It's like he didn't consider her feelings at all. I just want my son and I'm going to bring him down here by any means necessary, even if it
But
means I
that
got
was
to
her
take care
house
of
that
two
he was
grown
bringing that
people.
son to. That was
I
Kimmy's
know.
house.
I
And then
know.
he left that son there with Kimmy while he talking about he leaving to go spend nights out to go to school. So Kimmy was
Absolutely.
watching that child. He wasn't watching him.
Yeah,
Nope,
but
he wasn't. That's why it
I'm
was so unfair.
I'm curious. Jalen could see that MLK the third, Lyrese, Maurice was a bum. But why couldn't Kimmy?
Exactly.
I
Kimmy was
think
tired of being
Kimmy might be
alone.
a little bit of, she might have had suffered from a little bit of pick me.
Yep. I
Now,
was gonna say, oh my
you
God.
have everything you want. You have your son,
Ooh,
you
Jesus.
raise your son, he's a good boy, he's mannerable, respectable, all of those things. He ain't in no trouble. You make good money. So now at this point you are pretty much she's educated. You're satisfied with your life where it's at. You ain't broke. She's a pretty woman.
Right.
She wanted love, and I
Yeah,
think
but do
she
you think
wanted
it's
to be married by
yeah,
any
but do
means
you think it's
necessary.
because he was connected to the it couple with
Biological
the
clock.
Holtz?
What was that,
Um,
Anonymous?
I was saying, do you think the reason why she wanted to be with that group is because Maurice was connected to the it couple in Huntsville, which was the Holtz?
I don't think.
I
Me
don't think
personally,
so.
no.
Because
Yeah, no.
she's powerful in her own right. So I
Right.
don't think that she didn't suffer from the same like gutter mentality that they suffer from. Like Kimmy, actually, like you said, was a big wig at her job. She made great money. Like she was her own woman. She was the closest to how Melody is. Like her and Melody, that's why they still can get along, because she don't have no underlying jealousy towards Mel, because she have experience being
Well, she's an
independent and
adult.
making good money, and she's an adult. So, but I mean, you can be older and still be petty as
Well,
Petty Betty.
I think we know
I
one.
mean,
I think
One
we
at
know
a
one.
time. One at a time.
I think we know one. We already know one already. That's beside
Yeah.
Sheree. So
Yeah, but
I
the
think.
reason why I say that, guys, I don't know if you guys remember, I know De Silva did this analysis. Kimmy was talking to Tiffany eating, and she was, to me, crying out, saying that Maurice was just like Marceau. And how she was shocked when, before she married him, I don't think he was as bad as Marceau was. But after she got married to him, the Marceau treatment came out.
Well, I still don't think that it had anything to do with Martell. I think, like, drop the mic. My personal opinion is, and it happens to a lot of women. They get to be middle age, and they're looking for love and want to find somebody to spend the rest of their lives with. And she settled basically for Maurice. My opinion. I don't know the inner workings or whatever. But no, I don't think that the host played a part in that. I don't think that she said, "Hey, let me get married to him because he knows them." And
right,
I don't think.
exactly. I don't think so either.
Yeah, but it's just unfortunate. Like, I'm still praying for her, health wise, and I hope that this experience that she's going through, that should be an eye opener, if you ask me. She's not like Tisha, and I want her to get back to that. But somebody had a
Well,
let me
she
read.
is now, Chit Chat.
What's that?
She's like Tisha. She's a light-skinned Tisha.
Yeah, but we saw a difference at that reunion. So I think she's snapping out of that.
Okay.
She's going off on my opinion, Anonymous. I respect yours as well. I just think that and we'll see. But I think that she's fed up. She showed it with
when you've been independent for that long, Chit Chat, it's in her, right? Like, even like, I think she tried, because you're gonna try, right? When you're married, you love your husband. She want her marriage to work, but I'm telling y'all, at that reunion, Kimmy was like, no. You saying and doing too much, and you got me out here looking stupid in these streets, talking about, oh, well, I'm guilty. I think that set her off, y'all.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. And it's basically a life or death situation that she was faced with. You know what I mean? And that will make anybody live out loud, live life to the fullest, be no nonsense, not take any BS, none of that. And she's seen a lot and has dealt with a lot with Maurice. And I just hope she put her foot down, because there's no way in the world I would experience something like that. And I'm still going to nothing wrong with being submissive, but I don't think that that's in Kimmy like it was in Tisha. And
and I just think sometimes
I don't think Marceau loved Tisha. I think Marceau has love for Tisha. I went back and looked at an interview that Kiki did, where she talked about when she and Tisha were in college, how Tisha didn't really have boyfriends like that, and then she would always follow Kiki around. Kiki had a boyfriend, and she would be the third wheel between Kiki and her boyfriend. But Tisha used to cry all the time because she didn't have a man. And when she left and went back to Texas, and she was going back and forth seeing Marceau, when she finally came back from Texas back to Huntsville, that is when she got pregnant by Marceau. And I feel like he married her because she got pregnant and he wanted to do the right things. I don't really feel like he loved her. I feel like they were messing around and she wound up getting pregnant. That's what I think. I don't think he married her out of love, because she was pregnant in her wedding pictures with their oldest son, MJ. So I feel like he was trying to do the right thing by her and marrying her, plus being pressured by Wanda, even though she came after me and said, Caramel's lying. I didn't pressure him. Yes, you did. I see her doing that. You done got my daughter pregnant. Now you got to do the right thing and marry her. I see her doing it.
Yeah.
Me too.
I
I
feel like he
agree.
married her out of one, guilt, and two, pressure of trying to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Tisha is never going to let Marcel go because one, she don't want to be alone.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Two,
Mm-hmm.
she's too invested with her credit and everything else that she's put up, trying to be in this marriage and please him. She's trying to
Mm-hmm.
please him because if he walk out that door and leave her, she would lose her mind.
She would. Yep. Sure would.
Tisha will lose her mind if Marcel leaves. So she's gonna protect him. She's gonna speak up for him like she did at the reunion. She knows he's cheating,
Mm-hmm. She know.
but
Yep.
she's not gonna leave because she's too invested and
Exactly.
she don't want to be alone. That's why she keep asking Mel, how do you do that? How did you walk away from Martell? How did you do that? She can never do that
Yeah.
because she's weak. She comes off,
She
she
weak. Oh
tries to come off
God.
being strong. Oh, they know how I
Ooh,
am. They know how I pop off. That's what she was saying at the reunion. But in
Yeah.
reality, you're not about to pop off. You're gonna go
Thank
home and
you. She too
cry
weak.
as you keep doing on every episode.
Mm-hmm. She weak as
And it's
hell.
such a big difference from what we saw the first couple seasons. It's like, where did this come from? Tisha was quiet and shy, and now she's, like you said, popping off and ready to go. It's a big difference. So my question is, was it a lie in the beginning? Were you faking and making up a storyline? Because it's drastic. It's a drastic change.
She's just a weak. She's a weak individual. She's weak. I'm sorry. Like
Yeah.
he couldn't do half of that stuff. Nuh-uh. You got a naked woman's picture in your phone. I'm cracking you upside your head with that phone. I don't care. You
Right.
nope. You ain't even coming home. Go somewhere because you're not coming home. Go to her house. Do something. She just weak. She gotta get some strength. She gotta find some inner strength.
Yeah.
Stop being so weak because men play on weak women all the
That's
time.
true.
You
And
know.
I've always said, look, women cheat, men cheat. It is what it is. It's gonna happen, and it's definitely not just to say, hey, you should accept this or accept that. But I think that the problem that many had with Tisha was how strong she was trying to act like
Right.
Marceau would. Marceau don't give those vibes. There's
No.
nothing about Marceau that will make one think that he's sitting at home, he's playing chess and playing with the kids. The man barely wanted to watch the kids, barely
Exactly.
wanted to cook for the kids and all of that. So she
He
was
don't
trying
even take him to get a haircut.
right. And that's,
Hmm.
that's a father and son thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm.
You
And I
know?
think, and that's why I don't understand. I mean, listen, I definitely, when it comes to marriage, listen, I've been married for years, so I understand the ups, the downs, all of that. My thing is that if I'm gonna ride for you, you gonna have to ride for me in some of these other
Right.
categories. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I think that's what frustrates people about Tisha because it's like, yeah, she is fighting for her marriage, but it ain't where are his redeeming qualities? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's not like he helping her out at home. It's not like he's like making all this money, but he claimed he made 17 million. I like to see 17 cents.
Exactly.
Come on
Exactly.
now.
Please.
Like, it's
Please.
just, what are you fighting? I mean, and again, I'm not saying leave your marriage. I'm just curious as to what it is you're fighting for. Is it just to say you're married? Is it just to say you have a husband? Because if he ain't helping you and doing nothing, what's the point? Like, I just don't get that part. Like, it would be different if he was like, she's a stay at home, um, working mom or whatever, but he holding it all the way down. You know what I mean? Like, in a
Mm-hmm.
monetary sense. But her name is on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you know what? I totally agree. First, let me say, Nikki, thank you so much for becoming a member. Jeanette Stewart, thank you. Let me read your comment. Kimmy is a mature woman. She pursued him. He moves off her for years. She earned her ring because she surrenders everything to him.
Yep,
Wow.
I agree.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. Me too. Me
She
too.
said a word.
Drop the mic in response to you.
Hmm.
Like you, I'm married as well. And like you say, it's ups and downs and all arounds and all of
Hmm.
that. So I get that part with Tisha as far as her, whatever she's going through in a marriage, she's going through. But if
Hmm.
my man is not defending me in a way that's honorable, number one, he makes a joke out of everything. Oh, I don't know if that's me. Or I don't know if that I did this. I'm not gonna go hard for you and you're making a fool out of me.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Another reason why people have an issue with Tisha. We've seen Marceau play in her face since day one. Since day
Yep.
one. On
Yep.
this public platform that's shown in other countries. No,
Mhm.
I'm not going hard for you saying people trying to break up my marriage. Look,
Exactly.
my marriage say, look, Marcel could have put everything to rest early on in the show. I'm
Yep.
not cheating. I'm not leaving my wife. Don't disrespect me, Martell, saying I got 20 women. He could have shut this down years ago. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so that's what no one cares that Tisha's married. Mel doesn't care. No
Nope.
one is trying to, who wants to see, we didn't want to see Mel leave Martell. I'm glad she did, but everybody was rooting for Martell to stop cheating. Your wife has forgiven you. Get it together. No one wants to
Yep.
see a family broken up. So
Never.
this big hoopla that's going around that Mel want to break up their marriage. It's not that. But you're not gonna
Mm-mm.
clown mine, and I know what's going on with yours.
That
That's
part.
how it is.
That part. And I agree with you 1000%. Like that's the whole thing. Like no one wants to see Tisha and Marcel, but Marcel plays in her face, okay?
All the
And he
time.
ain't really and he ain't really like, this big protector provider. Like he ain't really assuming that role like that. Like, I mean, I don't know. You see glimpses of him like calling himself doing it, like when he tried to stop her from, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I see the little tiny things that he do, but it's not enough for me to ride for you like that. Is what I'm, like, because he do be like checking her because she's definitely immature, and that's where he got her at. She's super immature. Like when she fell back on the couch at the reunion, and he told her sit
Yeah.
up. And she had like, he always has to correct her, be quiet, stop talking, shut
Like
up. Did
wow.
yeah, like she's just like a child, and it's like, okay, I don't know. It's weird because I know it sounds like, oh, you don't want to see their marriage work. That's not true. Like,
Not true. Exactly.
yeah, I
And you
want
know
to
what?
see it
I
work, but
really
stop being a dummy.
right.
Marceau don't
But we
understand the
shouldn't be
concept of a
surprised.
united front in marriage either, because for you to get on national television, and even if you feel that way, you don't say on national television in front of your wife that you are jealous of another woman that you know she despises.
Ever. Girl,
That
bye.
It's called a
part.
united front. I'm married. It's called a
Girl.
united front. Certain things you talk about or you feel behind closed doors, you discuss that with your wife off camera. For you to say that on camera and have her sitting there crying, that bothered Tisha. She could
Yes.
not let
Yeah,
it go.
he embarrassed her.
Yes. And he does it all the time. Something like that's just hard. You know what I mean? Because just to
I would
say
have
that
tore Black up that day. We
I
would have
couldn't
been up.
even
I would have been windmilling on him.
And
right.
she continues to have to compete with other women behind closed doors. Y'all don't think the Tisha's compete with other women? Look at how she has transformed her
Absolutely.
body since season one. Tisha
Girl.
has had so many surgeries since season one because she is seeing these women that Marceau is running around with, and she's competing with
Uh-huh.
them by changing
Yep.
herself to appease him, so he can keep his eyes on her, and
It
he's
is
still looking
amazing to
everywhere else.
see. Just to
It
see
is.
Tisha in
Tisha had a
season.
boy body in
Yes,
season
that's what I
one.
was gonna
Hmm.
say. Tisha had a small frame,
Tisha
flat
had a
chest,
boy body.
flat butt,
She
and
has gone and had several things done to her body to make Marceau look at her,
And
and
he's
he's
still not
still running
interested.
around.
Did y'all see that picture when she was going, like she was like going down to the ground, and he just kind of pull her up. He be like pulling back, like how the young kids would dance, little boys would dance with little girls in school. They first slow dance, and they behinds be stuck way back, but they had their hands up on they around their neck, but they be like their bodies be far away because they're afraid, they don't really know what to do. I feel like that's how he does her when she was like dancing and like trying to be sensual. It was a recent post that they put out. He had his behind stuck way back, like like almost like he didn't want to touch her. And I was like, this is your wife, you should be poking it out. What is you doing? Like, he doesn't act like he's attracted to her. And I'm gonna tell you, if we can see it, she can feel it. And honestly, it kind of breaks my heart for Tisha a little bit because no one, everybody wants their husband to be attracted to them. And if she's doing all these things and he's still, doing whatever he's doing, or he's not showing her, he don't act like, dang, you beautiful, I love you, you this. He don't do her like a husband should do his wife.
Is
And
attracted to
everyone.
somebody that look like Mel and it look like Alonda. I said it on my live before.
Huh.
He has
Mhm.
a type, and I told you he married Tisha because she was pregnant. Marceau
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
has a type. Look at how he look at Mel.
Exactly.
You right. And
Yeah, but
that's
Mel
the
Carabelle,
thing.
and,
Like
and
he
you
Alonda
looks.
realize
favors Mel.
Yep.
Alonda favors Mel. Look at
Yep.
it.
Yep.
They're
It's a
both beautiful
pattern.
women.
He has
Yep.
a type. Tisha is not his
Mm-hmm.
type. I mean, he got kids with her. Obviously, he ain't gonna just walk out and leave, but I don't think she
Mhm.
is his type.
Nope.
I
And
agree.
yeah,
she's
but
Nope.
I'm
changing herself to make herself fit his type, and it's just not
Yep.
working.
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
but
gonna
I'm
tell y'all something that
Give me
she
one
said
second.
that.
Drop the
Oh,
mic. Give me
okay, go
one.
ahead.
Leah B, thank you so much for the super sticker. I saw another, and then I have someone backstage as well. 1 minute. Evelyn
Mhm.
Bear, thank you for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. We are holding strong, 1,100 plus. Thank you
Yes.
guys for still
Wow.
rocking with
Going
us.
out tonight.
Doing
Yes,
good. Okay,
please hit
Tisha.
the like
well, you're the
button.
only one having something, I think.
Yeah, yeah. But I do thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to hit the like. And guys, let me see who is backstage. Miss
Mhm.
Lady Can.
Hey everybody.
Hi.
Hey.
Stay
Hello.
on camera.
Oh, what I need to do?
There should be a camera icon that you can click where it will
Okay,
remove.
match the camera.
Yeah, and it should.
There you go.
All right, there you go.
Okay, you got me.
And thank you for joining us, Miss Lady. You want to jump in with the conversation? What's your thoughts?
Okay, listen, I want to tell everybody happy New Year's. God bless each and every one of y'all in these trying times that we have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, y'all welcome. Also, I love y'all platforms,
Thank
QT,
you.
as, as, as well as the Silver, everybody as well. Now, I followed this, and let me tell you this right here, my thoughts about everything. Like Melody now, she has branched out now because what she gathered up to start was a successful reality show, and I've converted back with her with text messages and whatever, and she responds back. You know what I mean? And I mean she's genuine and pure. Now I had sent a text in a little bit earlier when somebody was speaking on about the Kaya and Maurice situation. Now, if you go back to when it first started, Maurice, okay, they had separated, Maurice and Kaya. He even spoke of this on the first season. Now, Maurice, when they separated, Maurice thought that he said himself, if you go back to Maurice, and I watched this, Maurice said, in his confessional, he said, even though we were separated, I thought we was gonna try to work on, try to see if we could work on it. However, he said, but unbeknownst to me, she had moved on. The husband that Kyle will have now, she had moved on. So that's why Maurice did say, and I watched it. Maurice said, so that is when I started looking to date. But let me tell y'all this. Tisha knew Kimmy. Tisha introduced them together.
Tisha introduced Kimmy and
I
Maurice.
watched. I've been watching this from the beginning to now, and the thing is, that's when Kyra, now she wanted to insert herself because when Marie, I'm gonna say when Marie with Kyra, she wanted, her brain wasn't futuristic. So then when he met Kimmy was, ready to go with him and we, expand, our minds and everything. Now everything taken out. That's when Kyra want to insert herself back. But how you gonna do that, y'all, if you married to this man now? That's crazy. My opinion.
I guess. I don't know.
I just huh? Hello?
I'm sorry, guys. I have to run and let my dog in. I was listening to you, Miss Lady.
But yeah, I just because I had been watching the QT from the very beginning when it first started. But look at this. Did y'all notice how Kyle and her husband did not move down there with them?
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't.
They didn't. They did not. And if you could, that's
I
why I
think they're
paid
still
close attention to.
they're in Birmingham or something, right? They're near, but not exactly in Huntsville, I believe.
But he had a house that he was, had them put up or whatever, and he was gonna let her and her husband move down there. But you notice how they didn't?
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, think about it. Kimmy got the income now. As far because so when Marie was going to school and stuff.
Yeah. But I agree with TFP. This was on the show. So
Uh-huh.
so she put no, she didn't. Their ex-sister-in-law and Kimmy's friend introduced them. And that's what was put out there initially. Now, do you live, Miss Lady Can? You live, do you live? You do? You live in Huntsville? I'm sorry, are you there?
No, I do not. That's why my faded in and out. I'm down here in Georgia, down deep in Georgia. It's raining and everything, and bad reception
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
and everything. I'm in the dirty South.
Okay, you in the dirty. Okay, well, yeah, you do have
But
a
I mean,
real
I
bad
just
reception. You going in and out.
everything whatever you have going on, QT, and I'm finna end this so because I know somebody else might want to join. But I just want to tell you, QT, along with the rest of the other platforms. Huh?
You going in and out. Your reception. You said you wanted to tell me in the other platforms what now? Miss Lady, you there?
I just wanted to tell you, QT, I enjoy your platform. I just want to tell you that, QT.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you so much. And
I
thank you
just
for
want to let you know that I enjoy your platform and all the people that come on your platform.
all right. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And then next time, make sure to
I want to
join me.
tell you that I enjoy your platform as well as a few other similar platforms like yours, and it really makes my day because I live alone. I'm a lupus patient. You know what I'm saying? So I have my days or whatever.
Okay. Okay, well, Miss Lady, I thank you. I'm not sure if you can hear me, but your reception is going in and out. But thank you so much for joining, and I appreciate you watching. All right, guys.
Yeah, we lost her.
We lost.
She was sweet.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Lady Cam. Miss Lady had a lot to say.
I know, but I was going to ask real quick, Caramel and everybody, do you think that I've seen men who cheat where they'll have a trophy wife or the wife that they want to put in the public, but then they'll have their mistresses be their fantasies? Like Hotel, he wanted Melody to be the trophy wife, but Ariane Curry and the other people, Milnikas and everybody else, they're the fantasies. And I'm thinking Marcel has the same thing. Letitia is his trophy wife because that's kind of where he is. They share the same girdles, allegedly, in my opinion. But he fantasizes of like a Londa or a Melody. And that's who we'll cheat with.
But they gotta realize they ain't no walk in the park either. Why
part.
can't they be trophy husbands?
Thank you.
I
That
just feel
part.
like they have an understanding, hence the reason that Marceau and the rest of them went and got hysterectomy, not a hysterectomy, but got the clip, if you will. Because there was no reason for Maurice to do that, because Kimmy was not about to be having no more kids. So what was the purpose of Maurice going to get?
They messing with
To get
other
them-
women.
exactly,
They're messing with other women
exactly.
and don't want the other women that they're messing with to get pregnant.
Exactly.
That's why.
They saw Martel. When Martel got caught up, they hurried up and went and got clipped.
Yes, they did.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep.
And it was said that Martel drove them there. Did y'all hear that?
Of course he did.
That. I could believe it.
I believe
didn't
it.
hear that.
I believe it.
Yeah, but why would Hotel go so raw in everybody?
Because he likes to spread the bumps.
He a nest.
Child.
Planned Parenthood F&F code. Is that what you're saying, Caramel?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
It seems to be doing a thing on him, because Mr. Man, I don't know. Those lips look a little. Oh.
Yeah, they look green, rash, and fungus, Chit Chat. That's the name for Hotel.
That's what it is, eating them groceries, because
Them
they're
nasty groceries. Them showing up nasty groceries.
Yeah.
Ain't no more Monostat 27 in Huntsville. I done told him.
Yeah, he's becoming an international green rash and fungus.
Notice I said 27.
Yeah, you said 27.
Monostat 27 ain't no more in Huntsville.
Oh my God.
Out everywhere. You hear me? Destiny needs to start selling in Madani. That'll get us some business.
Especially when he messing with, as Caramel Sorrell say, section 6.
So
around over there in the Section 6 apartment. Yeah.
Is it true that legs, hips, and breasts has lumpy clumpy coming out of his bumpy?
Yeah.
Girl,
allegedly.
Ain't nobody buying that $40 candle anyway. Don't even know what it smells like. $40? That's a lot for a candle.
I'm with Caramel Rose. She needs them candles in case her lights go out again.
Every other month.
Oh, y'all are evil.
I listen to Caramel Rose, baby.
Mel ain't giving her almost 6,000.
Exactly.
So
I know that's right.
Now hold on to them candles, because she's gonna need.
Well, she can get Section 8 housing with the ladies. That's how she got paid her other rent. I saw allegedly.
Oh God.
Whoa, anonymous.
Destiny.
Wow.
There was a video of her strip teasing for women who had food stamps or something, and she was doing a strip tease for them.
Anonymous.
I seen that video. I seen it. Was she all over the lady, like all over her doing lap dances and stuff?
Was it the monologue play she just did?
I'm not sure. I saw a video of her dancing on a woman, like really like stripper lap dance on this woman.
She did. She had a flat booty doing it.
Yeah, you seen it, right?
Yeah. I don't think it was the monologues either. This was something else. I think I know what y'all talking about.
I don't know what it was, but she was all up on that woman. You hear me? Like
that must have been the Glaucoma Chronicles, because you know she keep them eyes bugged out.
Yeah, those eyes. We say when she says big D energy, we mean lesbo energy. That's what Destiny is talking about.
I think she
allegedly,
is.
in my opinion.
I think she is a lesbo.
And I'm not saying to the lesbian. I'm just talking about the way her
No,
eyes be
I
popping.
said for her being. You know she wants Melody like that. Melody like, go away. I got my cross here. Get out of here, baby.
Look, that's what it's giving. Anytime you talking about you grieving and all of
Yeah.
that, I mean, my goodness, you would
gonna
think
miss
that-
me, Mel. You gonna miss me, Mel, aren't you? You gonna miss me. You know you love me. I'm like,
Hey,
what?
girl, no.
Oh Lord.
Nope. Not even a little bit.
Thank God she broke off the friendship, because she might have woke up. Mel might have woke up and she was in her bed or something. I don't know. Like,
Listen.
never know.
Because she is acting like a scorned lover.
Yeah.
She is. I thought it was just me. Like, what's really going on? And it's like
Yeah.
something clicked in her, because in the first couple interviews, she didn't say anything about grieving. Like, it's a grief process. But when she did say it, she didn't stop. I guess she liked the sound of that. And again, playing that victim role. But they say that she hasn't even started filming yet. Have you guys heard that?
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Still trying to determine if he's going to let her or what.
Please don't let her film. Please.
I hope not.
Please, God.
Because only
The
thing
way he was screaming.
And he was like, "Get the F off the show." I was like, "Oh yeah, he's over it."
He's over it.
Seems
Yeah,
like
he's
he's
tired of
made
her.
up his mind, and I think it's too little, too late. And I think that because you remember her life coach, whoever the lady is the one that had her to go on Instagram Live before, and she was coaching Destiny and all of that. I really think at first I thought maybe it was Carlos, but when I saw how Carlos was talking to DJ Richie Sky, I said, "No, this is something that Destiny decided to do to try to save her job." And I hope that is done. We don't want to see Moses.
No.
Like people say, we don't even know what happened with LeBaric. So why do we want you to introduce us to a boyfriend? They don't live together. They not in the same state. No.
Well, you probably won't be seeing Moses because it was said he's got an ankle monitor.
That's what I
He
heard.
He is street pharmacist, baby.
Yeah, I heard that's why he couldn't come to Cali because of that monitor. Allegedly.
That's why she said for unforeseen circumstances he can't be here.
You see that? Ain't nothing unforeseen about that. You see that big ankle monitor. For sure. Please. Well, ladies, we are going on almost 4 hours, 3 hours, 38 minutes and counting. Caramel Rail, I love you. Thank you so much.
Yes, we do. Rag them,
Caramel Rail, baby.
Anonymous, you know you're going to work me. Thank you for joining
Well, you know,
me.
I gave you the first banner on your first thing, so don't feel bad, baby.
What's that? Well, everything is
when you had your first panel, I was the one that was your first guest.
That's right. And you've been here ever since. I appreciate it. Cheryl Howard, drop the mic. Thank you. Drop the mic. I caught one of your videos.
Thank you.
Too. I'm trying to see which one it was. I don't know. I watched something of yours yesterday, but thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chat to the 1128 currently still watching. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. And everyone else in the chat, I thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll be back live in a couple days. I really enjoyed this. And everyone, let's try to go back and refamiliarize ourselves with the show so we can chat. So if you want to catch up on season 1, I'm going to do
catch up season 1 too.
Yes, let's start from season 1.
I think it's good. We have some good conversations like that.
Yes, because it's a lot that was missed, like Relly said. You know, you was just watching the show, but now you can really pay close attention. And I really saw that with Kimmy, like, wow. You know, she had a thing for Mel and Martell. So, but yeah. Thank you guys. Tang, thank you for modding. Linda Gamble, thank you. I modded you up tonight into the chat. You guys were cutting up. I was looking. Some of the stuff I couldn't even put on the screen. I'm like, they cut me up. But thank you guys so much. To everyone else that hit the link, thank you. The content creators in the comments, Black Titanic, thank you. Anthony, thank you. And I hope you guys have a great night.
Good night.
Thanks, Chit Chat. Bye, everybody.
Be blessed, everyone.
Bye, Miss J. Good night, Relly. Kathy Cruel, Brenda, Yvette, Christy Polk. Good night, everyone. Megan, Erica Fleming, Black Bumblebee. Yeah, that silence was something else, wasn't it? Miss Lady Can. Thank you, Miss Lady Can, for hitting the link. All right, guys. Have a good night. Soul Star. Look at you all cutting up. I'm just scrolling up as I leave. Y'all a mess. Thank you, Cutie Crew. To the new members, thank you. I'll be posting something for members only on a date that hopefully we can get together for a members only live. Again, I will have certain contests and all of that. I am on my way to 10,000 subscribers. So yay. But have a good night, guys. Thank you so much. Chat with you guys soon. Bye.